Boom. There we go. Okay. All right. Great. So we're live on Tube, and I know that you all can hear me. Fantastic. Okay. I haven't gotten TikTok started up yet, so there's that. Hi, tubers. Welcome in. Welcome in. Welcome in. All right. Let's see about this here. Boom. There we go. Okay. And I want to add something before we start, and I want to see something. TikTok can wait. TikTok can wait. I'm gonna make them wait for a moment because I want to do something over here. Hello, everyone. Welcome in. Welcome in. We'll get it started in just a moment. Let me see. Doing something different today. Copy. Yeah, I'm just trying something here. Okay. Okay, awesome. So you will be able to see it. I wanted to try to make sure that like we could do this thing where you all could see, like if I bring something up on the screen. And let's see here. But I will have to interact with it like this. Oh, that's gonna be tough. Oh well, you guys are just gonna have to listen. Okay, so let me hide this one. Okay. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and play something, and I got to get started over on TikTok, so just hang out, and we'll be right back. I'm going to edit this all in post-production, by the way. Thank you so much. There we go. All right. We are now live on both the tube and over on the Tickety Talks. So, with that being said, welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. Thank you all so very much for being here because you could be anywhere else in the world, but you are here with me, and I thank you so very much for it. With that being said, let's make sure that we are doing all of the good things, y'all. All of the good things. Let's make sure that we are tapping the screen. We're sharing the live. All right. We're reposting. We're knocking out the gift goals. Again, we're just doing all of the good things. All right. We're trying something new tonight. I know I said it before, but I'm going to say it again. All right. What we are trying out here tonight is the party project, guys. We are trying out the party project. All right. With the party project. All right. What I want to know is what's wrong with your party? That's what I want to know. I want to know what's wrong with your party. All right. We know that we do live in a two-party system, and I get it. I totally get that we do. You know, it's either the Democratic Party or the Republican Party. All right. But there are other options out there, and I want to hear from more people. But I also want to know what's wrong with your party because not all Democrats or those who lean left are satisfied with the left, and not all those who lean right are satisfied with the right. So this is open, all right, open to those who do want to request up and want to have the conversation and tell us what's wrong with your party. That's what we want to know tonight. Yeah, that's what we want to know. All right, we want to know what's wrong with your party, and then we can start brainstorming about ways to fix it. Because how can we fix something if we don't know what the problem is? So let's get started and let's see. So if you're interested in joining, by all means, go ahead and request up, and let's have a conversation. All right, let's do that. And then we'll have to see what happens. But in the meantime, in between time, guys, let's make sure that we are doing all of the good things. Also, I think I want to redo the political compass test. I want to redo that and see where I stand. Because last time I took it, I definitely was more so on the Democratic Socialist side. Maybe, guys, what if I turned into a full-blown socialist? I doubt it. But yeah, so I definitely want to do that and to see. So again, this is an open panel. If you like to join and have the conversation about what's wrong with your party, by all means, request up and let's have a talk and let's see here. What do you think? Let me see. As a person who does vote Democratic, how did that just happen? Oh, I know how that happened. One moment, guys. One moment. Hector, get up here. I know how that happened.
Hey y'all, how y'all doing tonight? We just having some technical difficulties.
It's on. It's supposed to be on. I don't know why it's not on. Oh, there we go. Okay. Hi, I'm back.
There
I
you
know how
go.
it happened. It's because I forgot to close the thingy. I mean, open the thingy on the camera, the mirrorless thingy. But I got it. I got it. I got it. So we should be good for the rest of the night. Okay, there we go. Okay. All right. Hey, Hector.
How y'all doing?
Hey, y'all. Mm-hmm. Told you to get your ass in the house. Oh, am I Hubert or Cleveland?
Huh?
I don't know. Never mind. You sound like Cleveland's son. What's Cleveland's son's name?
Really trying to sound more like Herbert.
I know. I thought, am I Herbert or am I Cleveland? I don't know. Which one am I? I like Herbert. He's weird. Anywho, Hector, do you want to tell us about your political affiliation?
Camera clearer than my lenses.
Oh my
Anyway,
God. Please focus. I'm begging you, focus. Go ahead.
Oh, great. I'm the experiment today. Yay.
Yeah, you are. You're my experiment because I want to talk to people about their political affiliation and what they think is wrong with their party.
I see.
Yeah.
Well, as for my party affiliation,
Mm-hmm.
I don't have one. I vote alongside Democrats because ultimately, that the best path forward for my affiliations, which would be more closely aligning with democratic socialism.
That makes sense.
I find democratic socialism to be the most realistic path forward and the easiest portion of what I want. That's the easiest way to get there,
Yeah.
essentially, because democratic socialism, they still uphold capitalism. They still will utilize it to the best of their ability, just with a bit more restrictions that we would see from other parties.
Mm-hmm.
And I just don't think capitalism is going anywhere. So that's where I feel the need to lean in that way. As for what's wrong with the Democratic Socialist Party, um, that would be a difficult thing to answer. I would say a lot of things I would say is an issue with them is not necessarily their fault. They haven't even had enough representation for me to have a stance in regards to issues.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have enough of them represented in our government at all.
That makes sense. Thank you for the cake. Yeah, I can see it. I My whole thing is with the Democrats is the money that's involved. Like we truly, I think, have to get the money out of politics. I have a huge issue with them taking like big donations from these PACs and also not working within the best interest. Like Democrats, like the Democratic Party wants to do harm reduction, and they come across as the party for the people. But yet, thank you for the fireworks.
Baby, you're a firework. Sorry, go ahead.
Are you okay? Is everything okay?
I'm Gucci.
You sure?
I'm
Okay.
healed today.
You're healed today? Oh, that's good to hear. Okay. I am not mad about that. Glad to hear it. All right. Hector, are you hanging or are you dropping?
Um, I can hang. It's
Okay.
up to you.
All right. I'm
I
gonna
didn't
let.
know if you want to do a one-on-one.
Mm, I kind of like the co-host thing
Cool, cool.
because sometimes you think of stuff that I don't think of, and then there.
That's true.
Okay. I definitely hope that like people on the right also request up. Like today is a safe space for you all. You actually can yap. I know, right? It's crazy. I know. But you can yap. All right. You won't be muted. You can request up and we can have conversation. We can. All right. Only thing I do ask is that when you do come up on the panel, to mute yourself first to avoid any background noise. But let's see here. Hi, Rashonda. Hi, Rashonda. Do you know that you're here, love?
Erica. How are you?
I'm doing well. I can barely hear you.
Yeah, I know him.
Okay, there you go. Hey, love. Hi.
Oh, hold on one second.
No worries.
This is my first time being on your panel because I always see you on other people's panels and stuff
Oh,
like
cool.
Sweet Peaches or Caso and stuff like that. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, this is my first time being on your panel and stuff. So yeah.
Awesome. Welcome. All right. Which party do you affiliate with?
I've been voting Democrat since I've turned 18. That
Mm-hmm.
was years ago. So when I turned 18, that was the first party I registered as a Democrat.
That makes
And
sense.
I don't know. It was just the Democrat Party has always been about the party for the people,
Mm-hmm.
everybody, not just one group of people. It's always been for everybody.
Yeah.
Whether you voted for Democrat or Independent, Democrats have always been for they are the party of people,
Yeah.
and they've always been the party that makes sure everybody's eating, everybody's getting health care, everybody's living in a safe environment where they try to.
Mm-hmm.
Um, they've always been the party of understanding to a certain extent. They're willing to listen and hear what you have to say. They're willing to, compromise at the same time with others.
Yeah.
Out there in DC, they're always the one crossing over to the next aisle to work with Republicans who don't want to work with Democrats.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, that's just so weird. Like if you're
Yeah.
for the country, why you not working with the Democrats? And sometimes I feel my only thing I really have with the Democrats, well, what you was already saying with the whole donations, the money and stuff like that. But my other thing is the Democrats are too apologetic. They're always
I can
apologizing
agree with that.
for trying to be straight down the middle.
Mm-hmm.
I just want them to Start fighting fire with fire. Republicans, I get it. You don't want to do what everybody else is doing, especially when they're being mean and hurtful and trying to hurt people here in this country, showing their true self. The Republican Party been doing that for years now, showing their true
Yes.
self. And it started with Donald Trump. Soon as he came down that damn escalator, everybody has been using him as an scapegoat to be racist and be hateful. And they've been going against black and brown people in this country, black and brown people who have been economically bringing money into this country. So for me, I just feel like Democrats need to play the same game they play. The way Casso
Really?
always pops up on his live, he's always talking about, white tea crime and stuff like that. I think Democrats in office right now need to start doing that exact same thing, pointing out what Republicans aren't doing for the country, for the people. And I think Democrats need to start pointing out what they're not doing, the lack thereof that they're not doing, and just play fire with fire. That's just my opinion.
Really? You think
So
so? But
yeah, I don't
so
think they're doing enough of it.
Hmm. But I think that, and I'm not necessarily sure if I agree wholeheartedly with fighting fire with fire. I feel like I may have said that one time, but I may have been like in a bad mood. Because it sounded like something I would have said if I was in a bad mood. But with that being said, I wonder, what does that look like for you, fighting fire with fire?
I mean, we see what's going on now. Republicans are playing this game where, oh, we're not going to work with them, so we're going to go home for the for vacation.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got Democrats who still stand in DC, trying to prove a point. I get that. I don't have a problem with that type of fight because that's just showing, you know, they're willing to sit down and work with them.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes I feel like some Democratic politicians have to, be on that level of, I would say like Jasmine Crockett is, AOC. I think they need to be, certain ones in the Democratic Party need to be on that type of level
I
because you're
want to.
dealing with people who are openly and willingly to cheat at this point to win the office.
I want to just
So
see
it's
if I
like,
can clarify what you're saying because there would be a difference between fighting fire with fire and being more so on the offense, right?
Yeah.
right.
So I guess one of the contentions that I would have with fighting fire with fire is that none of the parties should have that fire to begin with. Like the tit for tat nonsense is really not constructive to the mission. Versus simply being more on the offense, kind of like what you said, and pointing out more so what Republicans aren't doing. I don't think that's necessarily the same as fighting fire with fire. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense. Cause only reason why I said it that way because I be watching certain shows or whatever, and the first thing some of these Republicans that I be watching The View sometimes when I'm not at work or whatever. But when I do watch it, it's always they're scared to say the truth out loud as to why Kamala didn't win. They want to, be cute with it. And when I say be cute with it, they want to try to keep it PG by saying, "Oh well, she started too late," or she the Democratic Party was talking more about, Trump this, Trump that, and not the policies. But I kind of felt like Democrats were talking about both the party and Trump and the policies. And
Hmm.
I think that they just were scared to say the truth out loud. And that was, this country, in my opinion, hates women of color. But they're showing that by not by the but by the way they didn't vote for Hillary, they don't like women. So, and there are women who could have voted for Hillary and who could have voted for Kamala,
Mm-hmm.
but once again they voted against their own best interests out of hate and sexism. That's just how I look at it. So it was like they were scared to say the truth out loud because one time Biden was up there on The View and he basically said the reason why Kamala didn't win because she's a black woman. And you had some pushback from a particular person on The View that's a Republican. And I kind of felt like, well, why is you pushing back on it? But it's the truth, though, if you think about it, because it showed everybody's true self.
But I don't think that you're wrong in any sense. I do actually agree with you that it was a matter of who Kamala is as basically her race and her gender. I do agree with that. It's just that in certain when it comes down to it, in certain ways, you can't always state the obvious, because it's kind of like, it's like an onion. We have to peel back the layers for
Right.
it. And yeah, so okay, so your thing is you think that the Dems should do fire with fire. So play the same game that the Republicans are playing. I'm gonna go to John, but I want you to think about something. Um, I want you to think about like um, a scenario that could possibly happen, and what you would like to see from the Democrats. Let's say if we went into another government shutdown, what would you like to see from them? And when I come back to you, I'll be asking you that question. So don't let me forget, okay? Because I'll
Okay.
forget. All right. Hey, John, how are you?
Hey Erica, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you too. All right. I know your affiliation, but let us all know what's your political affiliation.
Well, I'm definitely a Democratic Socialist, like
Mm-hmm.
Hector was saying, but I'm definitely I vote alongside the Democrats, and I'm registered as a Democrat
Mm-hmm.
because I live in a closed primary state. So for that reason, if I want to vote for who I want to in the primary, I have to be on that party.
Yeah, that is true. That's how it is here in Arizona, also.
Yeah,
Um,
it's Florida, so we suck politically.
yeah. So tell us, John, what's wrong with your party?
There's a few things. I think the problem is, I know it's kind of cliche, but it's definitely messaging.
Mm-hmm.
I also think that, am I allowed to curse?
You can cuss. I don't care.
Okay. I do think a lot of the Democratic Party are a bunch of the high level Democrats are pussies as far as getting their messaging across and not going hard enough in the paint, not necessarily playing fighting fire with fire, but more so. As many problems as I have with Gavin Newsom with some of the stuff that he said in the past about certain groups of people, what I do like about him is that he's not afraid to go hard in the paint as far as like going after Republicans and going after Trump. That I
Mm-hmm.
think more people should be like that. Also,
But I don't want
I'm
to
sorry.
interrupt you, but Gavin Newsom's actually kind of playing Trump's game by being just as brash, and
That's what I'm saying.
yeah, he's like, doing the funny names and the memes and the jokes and whatnot. He's kind of playing Trump's game too. Yeah, I don't know. Do you think that there's a thin line that could be crossed there?
There can be. I do think there's a line, but I think the difference is that Gavin Newsom is doing it to someone that deserves it. He's not going. He's playing. He's doing it to someone. He's not punching down. Essentially, he's not doing it to people that don't deserve it. It's kind of like with stand up comedy. It's all context and about punching up, not punching down.
Hmm. Okay.
In my opinion.
I don't. Okay. Hold on. I want everyone to know tonight that I am staying pretty much neutral. Okay. All right. I am here to hear from all of you, so don't expect any pushback from me. All right. I am here to listen, to take notes, because the goal here is to find out what the problem is. All right. I want to hear from different voices, different parties, different affiliations, so on and so forth. I am neutral. Okay. All right. Hector's not,
Nice.
but I am. Okay. So, Hector, I heard some noise from you. What do you want to say?
Uh, Two things.
Okay.
I would agree to an extent when it comes to Gavin Newsom's more so media push. And obviously, I think Prop 50 was fantastic. I think that was a good way legislatively to push back against the GOP administration. That was great. The rest of it, outside of that, has been very, I don't want to say performative, but kind of a good bit actually. While I do think the media portrayals of like the tit for tat, some of the petty stuff, the funny memes is necessary because that's basically the GOP platform at this point. So yes, we do need outlets to combat that, and we know that uh, while politics should not be a source of entertainment, it is. So people who lean into the entertainment part are getting a particular base of even non-voters to pay more attention to the scene. But we can go down the slippery slope of like I said, looking at memes and media pushback versus actual legislation versus actual action in our Congress and whatnot. We need a good bit of that alongside the memes, alongside the funny posts, alongside some of the rat on social media. So that's all.
Yeah, I think okay. So In remaining neutral, what I will say is that we have a generation that is chronically online. And with them being chronically online, I do think that with the Democratic Party, that a good thing for them to do is to also be chronically online in order to reach that audience. So doing the things like using X, to post the memes and the GIFs and the funny quips, using TikTok to, and Instagram to post the funny, what is it, the funny reels and the funny shorts and so on and so forth. And even using podcasters and live streamers, things like that, to come onto those platforms to get their voices out to a wider audience. I do think that Democrats do need to do that, but to be as brash as Trump, I don't know. I think it's a very thin line that can definitely be crossed in a moment's notice. Like just like that, you cross the line. So I think they have to be careful with it. What's up, John? And then
Oh,
I'm gonna
sorry,
go
I
to
wasn't trying to
CF.
interrupt. My
It's
bad.
okay. Go ahead.
You can keep going. I didn't mean to
No, I'm
interrupt.
fine. I'm good. I
Oh,
finished.
okay, cool. No, but if I may for a second
Sure.
if I can go off of what Hector said about the performative thing, while I agree a lot of it can, or maybe some of it can come off as performative,
hmm
what I will say, if devil's advocate, I guess is the right term for it, as far as performative goes, and I know that can be dangerous and that can be harmful, but I will say in this day and age, if performative can get you the votes that you need and can get our party what it needs to do to defeat Trump and the other side, I'll take performative over what the right is doing. Like, not that, you know what I'm saying? I'm having a
hmm
hard time explaining it, but like, if performative is what helps, I'm okay with them doing it as long as the performative message is on the right side of it, if that makes sense.
Okay. Well, I don't
D-
know. I just wanted to, I don't know. Maybe this is my own form of a purity test, but this is not about me. Okay. All right. Hi. All right. John, let me see here. I'm going to give you a question to think about too. All right.
Okay.
What's the line? When it comes to playing Trump's game, what's the line? I want you to think about that and I'll come back to you. All
Yeah, of
right.
course.
All right. Hi, CF. How are you?
Hey, how's it going?
Going well. Which side of the aisle are you on? Your party affiliation?
So I'm a registered independent who voted down ballot Republican in 2024.
Okay. All right. All right. Okay, cool. So, what do you think? So you're independent. So if
Registered.
do you typically vote? Is this your first time voting?
This is my first time voting Republican and
Uh-huh.
also voting down ballot Republican
Yeah, okay.
on a national election.
Okay. All right. And previously, if you don't mind me asking, how did you vote previously?
I voted Democrat. I voted Barack nationally. I voted Barack '08 in 2012, 2016. I didn't vote, didn't trust Trump, or didn't trust Hillary, didn't know Trump, and in 2020 I voted for Joe.
Okay. Okay. All right. So typically for you is mostly Democratic. This time you went with Republican. So when I ask you what's wrong with your party, which party would we be talking about?
We're going to be talking about the Republican Party right
Okay.
now.
All right. Okay. So what's wrong with your party?
Two major things. The
Mhm.
first thing is accountability. There's no accountability, and I can say the same thing about the Democratic Party, but this ain't whataboutism right now.
Exactly.
So inside of my party right now, there's a growing divide between people who believe it's okay to make baseless claims off the people's skin colors. They also believe that everything that Trump is saying is basically magic,
hmm
and that we're not supposed to call him out on anything. When he pardoned Henry Cuellar from Texas, the Democrat who accepted those bribes from the Middle East for oil and gas, I was against that. When he pardoned the president from Honduras, I was against that. And I just think that it sends a very bad precedent for us to be doing mass deportation right now, and then allow white farmers or white settlers from South Africa to come to America when we're trying to be fiscally conservative. So I'm not basing anything on skin color. I have nothing against immigrants, but illegal immigrants have to leave. And right now, I feel like we can't take care of the people that we have inside of this country. I mean, we have people who are having alternative health care when they're pregnant because they don't feel like they can raise a family. So I just want to empower those people before I bring people from South Africa into a nation that's currently doing mass deportation. And I just need more people on my side to speak up about that. The racist tirades that have been coming out, I am not a part of a racist party. That's the party, the values that I read on the Republican Party says it centers around God, it centers around being conservative. It doesn't say anything about anybody being supreme over another race. And so I want to see that leave out of my party. And if it can't, then I just hope that we can find a conservative that includes everybody. I'm just not with the targeting. I guess I voted for it. They told me about this or whatever. They warned me or whatnot. But these are the gripes that I have with the president. There are things that he's doing that I'm very fond of. I give him a 70-30 out of everything, but I need to see some accountability in my party.
I think that's very interesting, and I don't disagree with you at all. I do find it to be very interesting, though, that pretty much what it is that you described here is the hypocrisy within the Republican Party, that they aren't doing the things that they say that they're going to do. Well, I should rephrase that. All right, they're doing what they say they're going to do. All right, but they're still doing things that they say they're against, if that makes sense. I don't. That's very interesting.
We can't keep sending Israel the amount of money that we're sending Israel. And I'm somebody, if you've ever heard me speak on this app, I've always stood on Israel's side. Never had an issue, never had anything bad to say about what was happening in Gaza. Yeah, that was me. But now I'm looking at things, and it's not okay that they use $8 billion of our money to invest in promissory notes. That's not okay. Sorry, I had to add that.
Okay. Wasn't expecting. Yeah, I wasn't expecting that, but it's okay. So, with that being said, though, like for you, how do you see it moving forward, though? Because like I really want to ask you this question. I might be jumping the gun though. Is there a line for you too? Because I know I asked John that, but I wanted to know from you, is there a line?
The line is going to be how he handles geopolitics. I want to see what happens in Venezuela and with Russia and Ukraine. I think that situation might drag us into World War III if it's not contained. And it would be these Epstein files, to be honest. That's my line. I've been reading every day, got them on my phone, going through them. I read the stuff about Lake Michigan, but that would be it.
That would be it for you?
Yeah.
Okay. So that'll definitely that would have to be something. Okay, and but the no accountability thing though, that is something that has been going on. Especially since Donald Trump, like the young lady at the bottom, Rashonda, as Rashonda said earlier, that's something that their party has not been a fan of since Donald Trump has came on the scene as the face of the Republican Party. I know people like to say that MAGA and Republicans are different, but in my opinion, all right, just strictly in my opinion, I don't think so. And it's not necessarily to cause any type of argument or anything of that nature, but just for you, because I kind of want to go down history lane now, how did you end up choosing Donald Trump in 2024?
Well, I was actually having these debates on TikTok, and I was going hard for Kamala Harris. And then this guy named Hector Talks or something like that. I was on a debate one time with those guys, and just got into some stuff where I was making some gripes about Kamala Harris, and then I went on to a couple of other debates as well. And the way my party treated me, the way my party treated me when I had some gripes about my potential candidate was crazy. Some things happened offline.
Oh, ain't no fucking way. This is Chris Ford.
Yes, sir. Some things happened offline.
Oh, that's Chris?
Yeah.
Oh, Chris, come on, be serious.
I'm being serious with you.
Ain't no way in hell.
What, why would I bullshit?
Chris, that's crazy. That's wicked work. So you're saying that...
Ladies and gentlemen.
Okay.
Literally,
Hector, you got it.
Hector can vouch for me. I was literally on Hector's team. Literally.
I want to introduce y'all to one of the most interesting characters I've ever met in my entire life. We call him the 9-Day Democrat in these streets. Welcome, 9-day Democrat to the live.
9-day
What a
Democrat.
fucking show it's gonna be.
9-day Democrat. So like I said, I've never voted Republican until 2024, and it was a battle for me because I came in going hard for Kamala Harris, going hard for Joe Biden. Even after the debate, they were talking about Kamala cheated, and I said, well, she did so great, y'all thought she cheated. I was really going hard on Trump, and then August 22nd, everything switched.
So
I don't got a date.
I'm
You got the exact date.
I'm trying to find the words here. Okay, so basically for you, it was pretty much like the way in which your party treated you. So I'm saying this so that it makes sense in my brain. You pretty much just took your ball and said, I'm going to join the other team.
No, I did some research. I refused to look into Donald Trump, anything that he was talking about. I refused to look into the Republican Party. As far as I knew, my family was a Democratic family, as far as I knew. And I actually looked into some things that they were talking about, looked into the values of the Republican Party, and then the fact that the Equal Rights Act, we were talking about that. You guys know about the Equal Rights Act and how that could have been signed in 2021. And when Roe v. Wade was overturned, that would have basically protected all the rights you guys were fighting for. And when they didn't sign that and decided to run on that, I just thought that was very, very devious. And for Joe to sign that on the 18th of this year, knowing that Trump was going to undo it, I feel like that was even worse. And so it's just things like that. And one last thing. Earlier, you guys were talking about why Kamala didn't win. She didn't win because she ran on everything that we needed at that moment. And I'm just saying, she didn't win because she ran on everything we needed at that moment. The women's rights, she ran on affordability, she ran on all of these things that we needed at that moment. And the current administration hadn't delivered on it. They didn't deliver on women's rights when they could have. They didn't deliver on affordability when they could have. He bought oil right before the election and dropped gas prices to make it look good for the election. I'm just saying, you guys can look this up.
Sorry. This ain't that. Calm down. We're literally just talking about what is wrong with our party, okay? So ours individual to you, not to the Democratic Party, because you're not a Democrat, okay? Okay.
My bad.
All right.
I just associate with them. I was with them for a long time. That's all.
Okay. Going back to Rashonda. Okay. Actually, before I go back to you, Rashonda, let me do something really quick. Shout out to Sean. Thank you so much, Sean, for the $10 super chat. Sean said, my take is different. I can't vote GOP since after Korea, GOP presidents have started every major and most minor military conflicts for stupid lying reasons, then attack the VA. History agreed. Well, yeah, that is actually true. That is true. So that would make sense why you can't vote. But Sean, let me know which party it is you affiliate with, and then give me one thing that you think is wrong with your party, because that's what we're doing tonight. But thank you so very much, Sean, for that. I appreciate you. All right, guys, if you'd like to support the stream, the links are in the bio. Everything with Erica is the name. PayPal and Venmo. Also have a Zelle. Everything with Erica 9@gmail.com. All right, and if you're over on the tube, you can send a super chat. And I do have one more. Thank you so much to Jennifer. I don't know why I just did that. I'm so sorry. Thank you so much, though. You know who you are. Also, we're not doing the call-in number tonight. We're not doing the call-in number. Or should I? Hector, do you think I should do the call-in number?
I think you should.
I think, okay. All right. I just don't want anyone calling in slurring. I'm not in the mood for that tonight. Trying to avoid it. Okay, all right. We'll get the call-in number up on the tube in just a moment. So if you're over on the tube and you like to participate, all right, you'll be able to call in. So we'll get that running in just a moment. All right. But again, thank you so very much. Draw some hearts in the chat for Feisty and for Sean for showing the love, guys. Again, links are in the bio. Everything with Erica is the name. PayPal and Venmo. Also have a Zelle. Everything with Erica 9@gmail.com. And guys, if you're over on the tube, a super chat's the best way to do it. And don't forget to take care of Hector because he's hanging out and asking the questions I don't. So make sure you show my co-host some love, guys. All right. So Rashonda, with that being said, love, I'm coming back to you. All right. Give us a situation. Like, what does it look like that fire with fire, well, fighting fire with fire, let's say in another shutdown situation?
Okay. Well, So if it's another like you saying like right now before midterm elections?
Yeah, because it's about to come up. The 30th of
Yeah,
January is when the next CR expire. Well, the current CR continuing resolution expires. So yeah, what happens if we go into another shutdown? And let's
yeah,
say
because
they
that was
don't get the subsidies like they wanted in January.
yeah, because that was a little temporary vote that they did last year. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I think honestly though, to be honest, I'm not trying to sound heartless or anything, but I think that Democrats need to stand 10 toes on this shutdown, and whatever it is Democrats are looking for, they need to just stand on it. Learn how to stand on business. Because when that temporary shutdown did happen,
Mm-hmm.
everybody in the community came together to make sure everybody was eating.
That's true.
That was no reason for us to, well, certain ones who were up for re-election or who wasn't going to run again to all of a sudden say, okay, we're going to vote with Republicans to open the government back up. I found that I hate that, in my opinion, because this was and will always be a Republican shutdown. That's what it was.
Yeah.
And to see Democrats like that cross over because they don't want people to be hungry or whatever the case may be, that pissed me off more than anything, because this administration has already put in new restrictions and rules on people that get SNAP benefits already.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I can't even get SNAP benefits. They say I make too much money from my job. But still in all though, I know people who get SNAP benefits and it helps them in so many ways.
Yeah.
But for them to put these new restrictions on there, I feel like Democrats need to learn how to not cross that aisle, because this is a problem Republicans created. And Democrats need to learn how to stand 10 toes on what they want and stop giving in so easily. And if you're gonna negotiate. But if you know that Republicans are not gonna, negotiate, don't just fall for the okey doke and be like, okay, well, we're gonna go ahead and stand together. And then when it's time to vote, you got Democrats crossing over to vote to open up the government. So if there ever is another government
Aww.
shutdown, if there ever is another government shutdown, I want Democrats to stand 10 toes on this,
We lost
So
because
our only Republican.
I want to say this too. I have a lot to say, including what that last person said. But to your point, Roshana, is that your
yes,
name? To your point, I think we can slip into very dangerous territory when we say that we do not want Democrats to reach across the aisle. The reason why I say that is because we have to, based
right,
off the two-party system. And B, I wouldn't say that the 8 Democrats switched over. I would not say at all that that would be quote unquote reaching across the aisle. That was selling out, straight up.
right, right. That's true.
So that was the only thing I would add on to that. And I'll let you finish before I make a comment on the last guy.
No, I appreciate that. Yeah, because it is selling out, because it was heartbreaking, because my own, now what, Dick Durbin, who's no longer running again.
Mm-hmm.
So when he did that more than once. And I remember everybody here in Illinois kept telling him, no, don't vote, just hold the line. Because Tammy Duckworth, who's also here, Illinois senator, she stood 10 toes with the state of Illinois, because she was fighting for us, all of us, even those that don't vote Democrat. So to see him cross over like that more than once, he stepped down for a reason, because he knew he wasn't going to get the votes. He wasn't going to get the votes here, and he knew why. But you're right. I don't have a problem with them crossing over to, work with Republicans, because some Democrats have done that and some Republicans have done that, back and forth, work with Democrats, work with each other. I have no problem with them working with each other. I just want the Democratic Party to band together when they're fighting for a cause for all of America. And
Makes sense.
that there shouldn't be no sellouts in the party. Like, if you're gonna stand with us and you're for the country, you're for the people, you want everybody to be able to be in a position where they're able to eat and pay their bills and get health care and stuff. You want to have a party that's going to stand together and not be divided. That's my only thing.
Well, I can agree with that. You want them to stand together and not give off the front of a united front.
Right.
We do want that. I get where you're coming from. I really, really do. I think we are. I don't know. With them having the minority here in both chambers of Congress, it's kind of almost like how do they do it, and what will the constituents think? Thank you for the galaxy. I appreciate you. And like, what will the constituents think? Because the harm that can be done to people. Do you think that, let's say, if they were to do another shutdown, and this one goes longer than the 45 days, the 43 days, I believe it was in total, the 43 days, like, how would you as a constituent, or how would the people around you, how would you all think it will work out?
I
Because
mean,
those are things we have to think about.
right, I agree because when the shutdown did happen, I had to step up to help out those in my family who receive SNAP benefits.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't have no problem, and I can't say everybody else can do it, but for me, it was only right because it was something that needed. It's just who I am.
Yeah.
If you're hungry, I'm gonna make sure you eat. So when my mom them when they weren't getting their SNAP benefits, I stepped up, bought food because my grandmother
Yes.
reminded me that this time is gonna come. It's
Mm-hmm.
not gonna be a one-time thing. It's gonna continue on throughout years because you're gonna have people who say they're that there's parties that say they're for the people, but they're really not.
Yeah.
Because Republicans, I don't know if I'm reading this right or whatever, but with the filibuster,
Mm-hmm.
Republicans could have ended that government shutdown
Yes, they could
because
have.
they could have, and they didn't.
Yeah.
And I think the majority of people who are on SNAP benefits are white people here in this country. So me seeing videos online of them crying and saying they got to feed their kids and they don't have no SNAP benefits, this to me looked at like a more of a wake up call. Like, this is what happens when you vote against your own best interest. This Republican Party could have easily ended that government shutdown, and they just chose not to. They went along with it and went in front of cameras and said, "This is the Democratic Party shutdown." When in reality, Democrats don't have the House, the Senate, or the presidency. This is the Republican Party's fault. They should have been held accountable. And Hakeem Jeffries, I know some people don't like him or whatnot,
Mm-hmm.
but I like him to a certain extent. And he was one of those
Okay.
Democrats who was saying, you know, this is the Republicans' shutdown. Because you had Republicans hopping in front of the camera going back and forth saying this is no Democrats. All they have to do is just come in and vote. But that's not how it
So
went.
that goes along with the whole thing about the Democrats and their messaging.
Yeah.
So basically telling the truth, and also and how they do tell the truth. All right. Remember, I'm simply a neutral party here. If someone
I
has
agree.
something to say,
I
they have
agree.
to raise their hand. Okay. But so that kind of leads me to John. So John, what's the line for you? All right, because you mentioned messaging, and then you mentioned Gavin Newsom and how he's like, and we agree that he's basically playing Trump's game. But what's the line?
Like as I was saying earlier,
Mm-hmm.
the line would be, like I said, context and who you're going after. So like I'll use a couple creators as an example, right? You know how Liv and how Itchy will go in on people that deserve their wrath. You know
Mm-hmm.
how they start off matching energy, right? Right now, what they don't do is call random reporters or random people pigs like Trump does, right? There's a difference between going after someone in power and going after someone that deserves it, that plays that game, and what Trump does by calling people he doesn't like just pigs, random names, or making fun of people with disabilities and all that. There's like a difference. It's all the contextual nature of it, in my opinion. So that's the line to me, if that makes sense.
I think she's having sound issues. But yeah, I agree with all of that. I do want to go back to the Hakeem Jeffries comment. So maybe you may know something I don't, Rashawn. If I actually don't care for him, I think he needs to go. So what would be in something you saw from him that you think is a good thing?
Oh no, it was. Well, I know I'm not from New York or anything. It was just a certain. It's to me, when he gets in front of the camera, he holds the Republican Party accountable for them mess up here in this country. That's what I was basing it off of. Like anytime he gets in front of the camera, the media, he's like calling them out on, but he's not the only one. There are others that stand alongside him as well, and they call out the Republican hypocrisy in this country. So that's what I was saying. Like I like Hakeem Jeffries for that, not for whatever it is because that's why I said there's people out here who don't like him, but I was just going based off of him holding the Republican Party accountable for the mess that they have created, and the fact that they just don't have the Republican Party doesn't have the backbone to hold their own leader accountable for what he's putting this country through and the people in this country through. Because like Erica was saying, if there's ever a government shutdown, which is could possibly be at the end of this month, you know I know I would have to step up on my end, and I know there's going to be other people that's going to have to step up as well to help the American people get to that point, of not going hungry. But it's a majority, in my opinion, it's a majority of white people in America who are still on these type of welfare benefits, who are going to be suffering the most, and I don't think people are quite understanding that.
Statistically, yes, you're correct. I guess when it comes to Hakeem, I have a bit of a harsher take on it, in my personal opinion. If we were to mention every single day he came out alongside Chuck Schumer to try to be the face of the shutdown and the reason for Democrats doing it, I would argue none of that had as much impact as the AOC and Bernie Sanders town hall where they spoke on it.
Right.
So, in my personal opinion, I don't think it was enough for him to do the bare minimum, which was, yes, of course, come out and protect your party and make the points of it being the Republicans. I think any one of them could have done that. I believe, and I've mentioned this before, Hakeem Jeffries was referenced as the Brooklyn Barack. I detest that name. I don't see the hype.
No, I don't see that either. I don't see that either.
I think we can do. I see what your point is in terms of giving credit where credit's due. So be it. I just feel like it's like minimum at this point. Anytime I talk about the Democrats, I'm always going to be talking about how they could be better, and I think there's much better ones than Hakeem Jeffries. But I see your point there.
Yeah, because I think they were.
Most
Some
definitely.
people are. I think some people are saying they want Hakeem Jeffries to not be the majority, the leader when it's time after the midterms, because they're going to say it's going to be like a blue tsunami and stuff like that, which I believe it will be. But they're pushing for someone else to take that leadership role other than Hakeem. And I'm not going to argue with nobody on that, because I was just giving credit for that particular moment in time during the government shutdown where he was calling the Republican Party out or whatnot. But yeah, I've heard a lot of people say things about Hakeem and what they don't stand for, him and Chuck Schumer and stuff like that. I truly believe the Democratic Party needs to get rid of the older people.
Well, yeah, I agree with that too.
I'm not against elderly people at all. If they
No,
wanna
no one
work,
thinks that you are, but I think that with the landscape actually changing, and that's actually a great segue to the next question. With our landscape changing, the voter base, and younger people like Gen Z, getting up there in age and coming more in tune with who they are politically and what it is that their ideals, beliefs, and morals and whatnot are. I have a question there, because research has actually shown that not only does like my generation, millennials, but also Gen Z are feeling increasingly like ignored by both of the parties. All right. So for you and John, both of you, John, I'll let you go first. Where do you think your party is fundamentally failing to like speak to your generation on issues like the economy, and even things like AI, so like technological realities?
See, sorry, go ahead, Hector.
No, is that it? You might have to do a PSA before we get into that, Erica.
Okay, that was okay. Go ahead.
Guys, we have 191 people in the live. Do all the good things. Friendly reminder that this is a conversation for both sides and all sides involved. Erica has chosen to be as neutral as possible, and we can have an intellectual and discussion on the issue with either party, any party, whether it's the two big ones. You could be a Democratic Socialist, you could be a Libertarian, so on and so forth. It is your job to come up here and do all the good things. All right? So request up in the box if you'd like to have that discussion. Trust me, I'll stay muted for all the ones where I feel like you're saying nonsense.
Thank you, Hector. I appreciate it. Okay, guys. Let me see here. John, the floor is yours.
So see, I'm also a millennial, as you know, I turned 38 in about 2 weeks. Being born in the late 80s. I don't know. I feel like as far as connecting with my generation, if that's exactly what your question was, it's just more so the progression of society. Essentially, I think that's what a lot of my generation is about.
Oh, well, more
Is
so on issues like the economy, because that's
yeah,
where
the
the research
economy.
sees where they kind of dropped the ball.
Yeah, they dropped the ball by not going hard enough as far as as like the ACA, right? So much better than what we had previously. It's way better than what we had previously, but it didn't go far enough. Like, I think that's what a lot of the problems that the Democratic Party has, because they do come off as a little too corporate, in my opinion, with the Democratic Party. They have the right ideas a lot of times, but they don't go hard enough or as far left as they should. Exactly like what Sean will always say is that they never go as far left as they should, and I think that's a big problem that they have. And a lot as far as like economic policies and stuff goes. Sorry.
Oh, okay. And they never go as far left as they should. And
No.
I think it's one thing about our system, and I think a lot of us maybe don't take it into account, is that we have to have, because it's a two-party system, I wish we had more, and that's something that we're also going to explore. So if you are a communist or you identify as a Democratic Socialist and you're like a hard Democratic Socialist where you don't vote Republican or Democratic, you stick to maybe independent, or if you're a part of the Green Party or a Libertarian, request up. MAGA, request up. We're having a conversation. This is not a debate. It's simply a conversation to learn about the different parties, all right? And also what's wrong with the party, all right? What can your party do? Like for the parties that aren't a part of the binary, right? Like what can the candidates and the officials and leadership within your party do in order to get you a bigger platform on the national stage so that, hey, you may be able to break that glass ceiling and get into the White House or get into Congress? Like, what can your party do? But in order to know what your party can do, we have to first know what is wrong with your party. So again, if you're a communist, a socialist, a Democratic Socialist, a Socialist Democrat, a Libertarian, part of the Green Party, whichever, request up, let's talk about it. So there's that. But yeah, so Rashonda, same question for you. How do you think like your party maybe has dropped, the Democratic Party has dropped the ball on basically addressing the concerns of your generation, especially when it comes to things like the economy and also technological advances that we're making as a society?
Well, I kind of they have dropped the ball. The price of living, of course, is up. During the time that Biden was in office, somewhat they was working on it, but I still didn't really see a push in it. I kind of seen it being pushed back instead of pushed forward. No one was staying consistent with the message that they put out there, and that was the price of living. But they did stick to the price of the cost of medicine. So I give them that, especially for those who are diabetics and stuff like that. So, but as far as the cost of living, the that was a big thing for me.
Yeah.
That was a big thing for me because where I'm at here in Chicago for like a studio apartment, it don't went up now. It's like almost 1,000 for a studio apartment. And not only that, but they're asking for like 3 times the amount and income or whatever. And I was at that time only working 2 jobs. So it was kind of like, well, let me go ahead and make this little sacrifice and stay home with mom and pay bills and put money to the side that way. But other than that, For me, it's the part where they're not being consistent with it. They're not sticking with their message, and they stick with some of it, but not with all of it.
Okay. So when you say they're not sticking with their message, like elaborate for me. What do you mean by that?
It's like they get distracted by something else, like whatever that's going on. And again, I don't want to come off as heartless or anything, but when there's something going on in other countries or whatnot, they tend to focus more on that than what's going on here. And I think they need to put more focus on here, and that starts with the price of living, the cost of groceries and stuff like that. But that wasn't a problem. The cost of groceries wasn't high when when Biden and Harris was in. It cost of growth to me it wasn't, but the cost of
Are
living
we in a
was.
oh, really?
The cost of living to me, well, that's why I say to me, because I buy certain things. I'm a picky eater, so I buy certain things or whatnot. But definitely the cost of living was an issue, and I felt like that cost of living started because of C-19, when people couldn't go to work and landlords were trying to get their money. So what they did was they took advantage of the money that was coming in, and they started hiking up the rent and stuff like that, and it hasn't changed. So it kind of like something that the Democratic Party could have worked on was definitely the cost of living.
Definitely the
Uh,
cost of
I,
living. Go
I
ahead,
think
Hector.
I can somewhat see her point. Um, as a BBN, I have bougie groceries, so some of those prices for the things that I purchase are a little bit more expensive than the average thing, but I even saw an increase there.
When my
So
Cocoa
I think
Pebbles started being $7 for the big box, that's
you
ridiculous.
Yeah,
know what? Exactly.
yeah,
Like the because there's a family size. I remember when family size cereals used to be like $4,
Mm-hmm.
and then you could get giant size for 5.
Exactly.
yeah.
Hell, I remember when it was 4, but on average, I just remember the 5 price. And then now, like you said, it's $7, $6, $7 for those boxes. So
Technically,
I
it's
think we
like
have.
eight some. It's eight. It's eight. It's a little over $8, almost $9 now.
Oh, you must be at Whole Foods or something. But yeah, I see your point. So I think we definitely saw those increases there. I see your point. I guess you didn't feel like they were that big. They were probably more marginal to you, but we can definitely look at statistically and see the increases at those prices. But the largest ones were on specific items. And then we can look at the cost of living as well when it comes to
Yeah.
housing for sure.
That's the thing. I do think sometimes that this stuff is of course subjective. Yeah, we do know that grocery prices of course have been steadily increasing for a few years now, for quite a while. I would say maybe since like 2019, to be perfectly honest with you. And they're going to continue to rise because of corporate greed. And so, John, wait, I have another question for you all. But actually, before I ask another question, I wanted to do this. Guys, the guest request is empty. It's almost 200 people in here, and I'm pretty sure, all right, people would like to share their opinion about what's wrong with their party. So if you like to, and it doesn't matter your party affiliation, request up and let's have a conversation. This is not a debate. We're literally talking. All right. So if you are a Trump supporter, or if you voted for Kamala Harris, or Jill Stein, or Cornel West, or what was the other guy's name? Ryan? Can't recall his name right now. I forget. Or Claudia de la Cruz. It doesn't matter. Or Miriam Williamson, that lady. Whoever, it doesn't matter.
Chase Oliver.
Chase Oliver, thank you. I had to remember his name. Chase Oliver. If you voted for him, the libertarian guy, request up. Let's have a conversation. It's seriously just, I want to know what's wrong with your party. Ain't no fucking way that person's going to get on my panel. Wait, I shouldn't have said that out loud, huh? I should have kept that to myself.
No, it's your live. Say what the fuck you want to say.
Okay.
Didn't say a
Um,
name, so there it is.
That's
I
true.
I am
Didn't.
very curious, specifically with people on some of the smaller parties, the Green parties,
Mm-hmm.
on if they have their because basically the Republican Party has their head. There are people who many Democrats will view as the head of the Democrats, but there's no one solidifying persona for the party. I've
Mm-hmm.
always been curious as to what that looked like for some of the Green Party members, or do they even have that person?
I would like to know, like, for like the Green Party, the Libertarians, like the smaller parties, where do their people fit in on the local level, on a state level, and then also even on a federal level? Because the main thing about the United States, the way in which our government works, is all about bipartisanship. All right, they have to be able to work together in order to get things actually accomplished for the American people. And one of those things, of course, is playing a game of politics where you have to kind of like, rub a few elbows, shake some hands and whatnot. And if they don't have that network on a federal level, how do you ever expect them to be president? So I always wonder about that when it comes to these smaller parties. Like, how do you expect to get your person in there when a lot of us do know how the game is played? But Gollum, welcome to the panel. Hi, how are you?
Hi, Erica.
Hello. So Gollum, which party are you affiliated with?
Well, I am registered independent.
Mm-hmm.
However, uh, every election I voted in has been for the Democrats.
Okay. All right. So no worries. So you're a registered independent. You've always voted Democrat? That's what I mean, sure.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Okay. So what's wrong
I
with your
started voting in
party?
2016. Um, I feel like in my area, which is North Carolina, um, we don't put up very strong candidates uh, to get anything done. Um, and that's pretty much it. Like, it just feels like the strength of candidate is very low.
Okay. Okay. So what is it that you want to see in a candidate, or what have you seen? Well, actually, let's go back before we go to that, like what you want to see. What is it that you've seen that you didn't like, you couldn't support?
Um, well, so like I want what's best for the majority of people,
Mm-hmm.
and uh, just from like the local state level, we've had a Democratic governor for I'm not entirely sure how long, but pretty much since I've been voting.
Mm-hmm.
And our state legislator is usually run by Republicans, and so I know that is part of the issue that the governor can't do something because the state legislator is against him. But it feels like nothing truly is getting done to better our state. And then I would agree on the national level as well. It feels similarly.
Oh, all right. So when it comes to candidates, you've had no choice. You said you're in North Carolina. Not all of the candidates have been up to par for you. Um, so on with that being said, for you, are you okay with like a 7 out of 10, or are you looking for 10 out of 10? Like you're looking for a perfection?
I would settle for 5 out of 10.
You would settle for 5 out of 10. I know that makes sense. All right, dealing with what we have to deal with, I get it. It makes sense. Makes a lot of sense. So, is that really it for you? Your points of like what's wrong with your party seem to be more so based on a state level. For you, looking at the Democratic Party as a whole, what do you think may be wrong with the party?
Um, I mean,
Same thing. What do you think?
I guess kind of the same thing. I
Mm-hmm.
don't I don't pay attention as much to other states, what they do within their state, so
Mm-hmm.
because that doesn't affect me. Um, and I hate that I feel like I have to vote Democrat, and I hate that because I don't want to be a Democrat. I want to be able to vote across the board for the best candidate.
Yeah, That makes sense. So, how do you think that, like, because you're a registered independent, but you've always voted Democratic. So, where do you think your true affiliation actually lies? Like, what party do you think aligns more so with your values? Because I feel like I'm about to go into political compass test for people.
I would say, as it stands currently, it is more Democratic views, because they are the party that is more for, you know, promoting the general welfare of the everyday American. But I was raised Catholic, and would have been probably Republican growing up. I intentionally sat out the 2012 election when I was 18 because I knew I was not educated enough in politics to even make a good choice,
Okay.
And I'm happy that I made that choice because I don't think I would, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think you should be voting just because you feel like you have to vote, you should be voting your conscience and what really speaks to you.
I respect that. Can I
I
ask a
do.
quick question, just
But
random?
Yeah.
he's all-
If let's say, obviously you can vote, and I understand your decision, but
is it
if
me
you
that's
were to
breaking up? I'm so
say you were
sorry.
leaning at that time,
Is it me breaking up?
no, you sound fine.
Oh, okay.
It may
Go
be
ahead.
me. Hold on.
Okay. Hmm. I'm gonna have to go like find some communists and some socialists and all those people to talk to. Gonna have to go do some
I
I
hate
guess
hunting.
communists. It's crazy. So yes,
Hecker.
my
my
question,
friend
Golem,
would say
was,
you're a socialist, but
say that again.
Oh,
I'll say my friend would like to call me a socialist, but
interesting.
Yeah, my quick question, I guess, was if you were at 18 years old to vote, what way would you say you were leading at that time? You said it's 2012, so that was Obama and Romney.
that I honestly don't even know at that point.
Got you.
Because
I was just curious.
my previous thought was, I remember growing up, vote for the guy that's been in office. They've been doing an okay job so far, but when you're 15, anybody's doing an okay job because you don't know, you just don't
Is
know.
someone's TV on?
You might be hearing. I had a Discord call in my headphones. You might have been
Oh,
hearing.
okay. I keep
I just set
hearing
them down
stuff.
and away
Oh, okay.
and walked away from it. So,
Okay. Go ahead. You were saying, I'm sorry.
yeah, I mean, I guess I might have voted for Obama just because he had already been in office and the country wasn't in flames. But like at the time, I was
Mm.
still anti-abortion, um, and I was still a lot heavier in my Catholic roots, and I feel like that would have led me to be more Republican. So I'm honestly not sure who I would have voted for.
Okay. Let me see here. Well, that's totally understandable. I mean, how politically informed do you find yourself to be, though?
I'm trying to be more and more as of late. I've been listening to a lot of the political debates. I've been having political arguments with my friends.
Time out. Time out. This is serious to me, actually. I have a question. Okay, so you've been listening to the political debates and you've been having those types of conversations yourself. But between you listening and then having those conversations, what are you doing in between time? Are you researching what it is that you hear these people say and like what they're telling you?
A little bit, yeah. I mean, it depends on what's being said. Because I listen to you, Dean, Parker, Santana the most. Sometimes another random one will pop up. I only watch from YouTube though. I'm not a Tic Tac person, so
Oh, okay. I get you. I understand. I would definitely say that it is I would say that it is very important to research. You got to make sure that you look into what is being said, because humans are humans and humans can make mistakes. Even I myself do so. Unlike some, like, I was about to say something. I'll correct myself in real time because I think it's very important to be factual. But I would make sure you research. Please make sure you research.
so
I can't stress that enough.
when I'm in my political arguments with my friends,
Mm-hmm.
we are pulling up
Awesome.
research.
Okay,
Absolutely.
cool. Good to
We'll sit
hear.
on Discord as we're playing a video game and be yelling at each other over not like a friendly banter, but just going back and forth on different things, and
Makes
we do
sense.
look stuff up as
Makes
we're arguing
sense.
to prove our point. So
Yeah, that makes sense. So I'm gonna start here with Rashonda and then I'll go to John. Just let me see here. Trying to think, like, for you, just because I'm gonna go ahead and cycle you two out. Um the midterms are coming up. The midterms are coming up. If you could give just, one bit of advice, like maybe just one sentence to the Democratic Party, since that's both who you support, then what would that be? Rashonda, I'll start with you, love.
Just listen to the people. Just listen to us. That's all I want them to do. Listen to what
Short
we
and sweet. I like it. That's good. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Just listen to the people. I get it. Thank you so much, Rashonda, for coming up, love. I appreciate you, and I hope you have a great night.
Thank you.
Bye. All right, John. Same question.
Yes. I'd say what Rashonda just said, listen to the people as
Mhm.
well as learn from your mistakes. Stop trying to do the same shit over and over again. Learn about your messaging and stop being pussies.
Okay. All right, John. Well, thank you so very much for stopping by tonight. I appreciate you, and I hope you have a great night.
Oh, you as well, and thank you for having me
Of
up, and
course.
Happy New Year to you and
Happy
Hector.
New Year. Thank you. Bye.
Later, John.
All right, Hector, did you want to do a PSA?
In a moment, my face is
You're
stuffed.
eating? Okay, I thought so. I heard the sounds of eating, and I was like, oh, he's eating. Okay. All right. Hey, Whitney, welcome. Whitney, do you know that you're on the panel?
Hey, sorry.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay. Hi, how are you
Currently
tonight, love?
moving.
Oh, okay. I got you.
I'm doing okay. I'm glad we're starting to host this type of panel because I think one thing we need to do this year is really look at both sides and nitpick all of them, not just point fingers at one, but actually analyze our own parties.
Mm-hmm.
So I just want to start by saying I'm really appreciative for this because it's going to open eyes for everybody.
Oh, cool.
Good and bad.
Yeah, pretty much.
So, yeah.
So for you, just tell us, what's your party affiliation, and then what's wrong with your party?
So I align with the Democratic Party, but I am actually registered Republican. I voted for. You're gonna have to forgive me, guys. I voted for Trump the first time.
Okay.
Traitor.
Leave me alone. I'm still a good person. But no, it was because of what at that time was on the table, which I could not stand behind Clinton for my own reasons. And so I think coming into the midterms and then 2028, I would just like for parties to stand on their morals and their boundaries and understand that that might mean they don't stay where they are. But at the end of the day, they stood on what mattered to them and what mattered to the people around them. And I hope that that's something that's bigger for people rather than saying they're going to do one thing and then not do it. Because I think all of us as Americans are tired of the disappointment.
Yeah. So the standing on their morals thing, though, okay, how can I put this the best way? So in order for the Democratic Party to stand on their morals, they're going to need to be in control. That's really the only way, because what we've seen before is that even with the Republican Party, like in, I believe it was what, 2016, even when the Republican Party doesn't necessarily have the majority in both chambers, they still get stuff done. They I don't know how they do it, but they still have the ability to have a united front and just say, okay, we're not going to do this, and then it doesn't happen. But for the Democratic Party, it's kind of like if they don't have control, then they don't stand for anything. Kind of goes back to what Rashonda said, where they're more apt and willing to work across the aisle to get things done. But in the end, it doesn't necessarily work out for the people who voted for them. Like we saw that recently with the previous shutdown. So what does them standing on their morals look like as the minority party? Because we don't know what's going to happen in November of 2026, and we sure as heck don't know what's going to happen in 2028. So, like for right now, as they are they're the minority. How do they get to stand on their morals and do what's right for their constituents, for their voter supporters?
So that's a really good point. I guess the better way to put it is that let people know what they actually identify for, whether they're in like control of the house or not.
Yeah.
But let people know where they're standing. So even if they can't get the actions completed that they're advocating for, people at least know where they stand and what they're wanting for the American people. And I think that's kind of, what I would just really want. And then find a way to get their message out, because one thing we'll have to give Trump credit for and everyone else is that they're really good about getting all the fake news out there and getting people to believe it.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's accessibility or what, not making it easier for people that don't already want to research and do the work themselves, but just see, hey, this is what the other side's aligning for. And unfortunately, for those of you who know, I am in Alaska. It's a very red state, and me working on base, I come in contact with a lot of veterans that are very pro-Trump in what he's doing right now. And I've had some discussions with them, but I've also had to draw a boundary of like, listen, you're not here to learn or educate yourself on anything. You don't want to fact check anything. You're just like, oh, well, I'll go look it up. We've all heard that 1,000 times.
Mm-hmm.
So I finally started, advocating for myself and just like why I greet them. I say hi professionally, but like at the end of the day, me talking and checking in on how they're doing, I don't care anymore. And I think one thing I kind of brought up with Santana's live earlier was we need to stop providing not a safe space, but a place for the Trump supporters to come up and feel like they're winning. And feel like they have a place to even talk.
Thank you,
because I feel
Andy.
like if they don't have a place to talk, then they maybe actually have to start really looking at what they're standing for or what they're aligning with.
That is true. Oh, hold on. Hector just made another noise. Go ahead, Hector. You made a noise.
Do you say if you felt like they didn't have a place to talk in regards to like these panels and them coming up and spewing their nonsense, that you think they would self-reflect more?
Maybe I hope that they have some. I think they hopefully have some humanity left in them to where they would be like, hey, I'm kind of lonely. Like you would hope maybe it's, God rest his permabans, Liam would find something to look back and be like, hey, maybe these people are standing on something. Maybe I should look into it and see where they're coming from. Not saying it's going to happen. I don't always believe in miracles, but just if they don't have a place to come up and talk, because we already don't make the comments a safe space for them, but if they don't have any panels to go to anymore, because people are so tired of hearing the like nastiness that comes out of them, maybe they'll actually start to just sit there and listen and reflect on what people are saying. Like we've had to sit and listen to them. Not saying it'll happen, Hector.
I would argue.
I'm remaining neutral today.
I would argue that would have the complete opposite effect of what we would like, because it's no different from like raising a kid. And when a kid has questions about something or they have a belief, they need to have places to where they can inquire about it without being bashed and whatnot. And I would say it's very important that these spaces exist while they can get very toxic. And I have many issues with how a lot of debaters or whatnot go about their platforms. It's good to have an open space for these things to be challenged because we always say here on this live and mine and other places, it's not so much about the guest who's even up there, it's about the people in the comments.
Exactly.
So there's a lot of folks, like for every one person that we have up that is going on about their nonsense, there's 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 in the chat who will never do it. They're just listening, they're just gathering information that's helping them fuel their opinion. I think we saw earlier in a fellow creators live, Olive, how she had one of their quote unquote master debaters up, and it was embarrassing, but she had one of their quote unquote master debaters up on the MAGA side. And it's been a long time for me personally that I've seen so many MAGA women in a space talking
Yeah.
and commenting and engaging in all this stuff, because that's a rarity, right? We see more so men, but they were just loaded with MAGA women and people going on and supporting and throwing all these coins and all this different stuff. They have their people that articulates the things that they feel in a way that they never could.
That part.
So I always think about that. And it's always more so for people in the comments. And if we don't have these spaces for them to come up and be challenged and debunked and wronged, then they're not going to do, let's be real, the average person is not going to do the research. They're not going to investigate their own claims, are not going to self-reflect. It takes a lot for people to do so, and these spaces oftentimes are the starting point for that. But I see your point. I do think certain people are extremely harmful and have zero business whatsoever being platformed because they know the truth and don't care. But I would still say I would like to think more so that that's not the majority.
I would hope not. I would definitely hope not. But I kind of agree with Hector in a sense. I'm trying to remain neutral tonight. I know that's hard for me to do. I'm a Gemini. I can't help myself. Okay, I'm trying really hard, but like I think that when people feel alienated, like we just stop engaging with them, then what ends up happening is that they basically go more into themselves, and they don't have anyone challenging what it is that they think, or what they believe. And so it kind of just leads them to be in echo chambers, to the point to where no one is telling them that they're wrong. Everything that they think, everything that they believe is right. It kind of like just basically affirms their position in the first place. So I don't think I'm not going to stop talking to MAGA. That's not going to happen. I just enjoy doing this because sometimes we all can use a reprieve, and I'm likely going to do this like maybe every Wednesday for the next month or so. But I don't think not engaging with them is the key. I actually wish more of them would come over and have these types of conversations, but you can't grift that way. I said it out loud. I'm supposed to be remaining neutral. I keep forgetting that part. But Whitney, I definitely do understand your point, love. I get it. I get what you're saying because it's taxing. All right. Y'all think it's a lot listening to it. Imagine going through it. Ain't that right, Hector?
And that's the thing for
Oh, go ahead. What'd you say?
And I think that's the thing for me is that a lot of them have become so toxic that yes, they can have a voice. I'm not saying they shouldn't have a place to go, but like the ones that are extremely toxic and harmful and the rhetoric that they're pushing, maybe just have like boundaries, right? Not saying that you guys as hosts do not have them, but for me, that's one reason I kind of had to take a step back and just, read the news, watch things, research on my own, because I got tired of seeing some of the same people that were so harmful and weren't going to change. Now they do open up other people's eyes in the chat, that are listening. But I guess for me, I just don't want them
Yep.
to be able to be so harmful and have such a safe space to go to and feel like they have this live or that live that they can go to, if that makes any, if that clarifies it a little more.
It does. It makes sense. I understand exactly what it is that you're saying. And it's twofold. It's dichotomy there. I agree with you. I agree and I don't. And so I definitely get it. Hi, Samantha, it is.
Hi, hello.
Hi, Samantha. What is your party affiliation?
I guess technically identify as a Democrat. I would say more a Democratic Socialist.
Okay, cool. Do you want to tell us about? I was going to ask Hector and John, but I'm going to ask you. What's a Democratic Socialist?
Ooh, I may not have the best answer to that, but I think that at least for me, it's somebody who is more left of the Democratic Party, someone who really does want to see people be taken care of by their government in a way that we don't really do. And sometimes I feel like the Democratic Party is more moderate
Mm-hmm.
just by saying that.
Okay. I think that's what we're going to look into next. What is a democratic socialist? Because three people have identified that way tonight. And so I think we're going to look into that in just a moment. But first, because I do have a few more questions for you, love. First, I want to say thank you so much. I had to fix the camera. Thank you so much to Sean for the $5 super chat. Sean said, I wish they would go harder at the blatant hypocrisy. Then that would actually expose them, Sean. It would expose them and their hypocrisy. That's why the right doesn't do that. But again, I am remaining neutral and I am just the messenger. Thank you so, so very much, Sean. I appreciate your kindness. Also, Sean sent a $10 super chat for Hector and said, here's one, for example, when they bitched about Obama's 7 wars, horse poop, they never really pushed back on that. Like, how many casualties? When has going high ever worked? I don't know. I know Mrs. Obama meant well when she said that, but going high has never worked. You like sometimes you have to go low, or maybe not as take as much of a high road. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Pick and choose your battles is what I would say. Pick and choose your battles. So there's that. So Hector, I owe you money from yesterday too. Please don't let me forget. So guys, with that being said, thank you so, so very much. Thank you so, so very much, Shashawn, for the support. If you would like to support the stream, the links are in the bio. Everything with Erica is the name, PayPal and Venmo. Also have a Zelle, everything with Erica9 at gmail.com. All right. And if you're over on the tube, the best way to support is via a super chat. Again, that is everything with Erica over on PayPal and Venmo. Thank you for your kindness, your generosity, because everything is appreciated and most definitely accepted. Thank you so much. And don't forget to take care of Hector while he's here too. Do all of the good things, guys. So yeah, like Samantha, I am going to pull out what a democratic socialist is in just a moment because I do want to do that. But tell me, what do you think is wrong with your party?
I look forward to hearing what the definition is that you pull up so I can have a better explanation. I think for me, one of the things that's been the hardest to watch this past year is just really feeling like these major things are happening and our party isn't fighting hard enough. Like you mentioned previously with the government shutdown, that was a great moment. I feel like everything that's been going on with ICE is another great example. I mean, the literal president being in the pedophiles, like those are all major things that I feel like our party has just not been addressing properly. I don't know what the answer is. I know that they're in the minority currently, and the midterms are going to be really important. But sometimes I just feel like we try to do too much of that peacekeeping, too much of that meeting in the middle, that then we're going too far to the other end and really hurting more people in the long run that way.
And I understand that. So what would you like to see from the Democratic Party then? If the opportunity were to come again for them to, as I like Rashonda a lot, as Rashonda says, to stand on business earlier, what would you like to see from them?
Yeah, I mean, I would definitely like to see more messaging and follow through that they're going to do those things. I'd like to see, a plan of accountability for, everybody that's been involved with like the Epstein files, and also like everybody that's been involved with ICE at this point. Like what is going to be the plan for holding people accountable for these atrocities that have occurred, and seeing the follow through on that, because I don't know how we're going to repair and move forward without some kind of, I guess, accountability in that way. Like, obviously Germany is not a perfect example here, and I am not an expert. But after World War II, they very much kind of switched their culture, where they were like, this is not okay. It is not okay to be a Nazi. We're not going to allow any of that propaganda, any of that memorabilia, any of that to be in our society. We are going to completely ostracize this. And I think I'd like to see some similar kind of collective action, if that makes sense.
It does make sense. It makes perfect sense, actually. You're wanting them to hold people accountable. You want them to do what they say they're going to do. So mean what they say and say what they mean, and just hold those responsible for causing any of the harm, lying, any of those things. You want them to be held responsible. And so I think it makes sense. It makes perfect sense. So if you can see the screen, guys, I know you can't over on the tube because that browser thing doesn't really work that well. But here is what democratic socialism is. I want to bring it over some more so we can make sure that we can see it. Okay, there we go. Okay, so one of the things is that we always reference the Nordic model and we call that democratic socialism, but it's not. That's more like social democracy, because with social democracy, they still believe in owning private property, basically. So they still believe in basic capitalism. Is kind of a mix of the two, and but they just want that property to be heavily taxed is what they want. And so let's go over what democratic socialism is. And it's 9 p.m. Who wants to do a political compass test on the panel? Nobody. I'll do it.
Guess
I'll do it by myself.
I don't know what that means, but
it's where you land on what your affiliation, what you believe in, and everything. So
okay,
yeah,
I'm open to help too.
Okay, so we're gonna see what happens. But let's see about this here. Okay, so all right, so democratic socialism, all right, as a political ideology that advocates social ownership of the means of production and is therefore committed to the overthrow of capitalism as an economic model, while maintaining a commitment to political democracy. This latter commitment distinguishes from authoritarian models of centralized socialism, such as the Soviet model. Informally, the term is often used synonymously with, I said that right, but I can't say anonymity. Okay, that's crazy. With social democracy, which seeks not to overthrow capitalism, but to reform it using existing democratic institutions. Okay. So this political philosophy, which should not be confused with social democracy, emphasizes on workers' self-management and democratic control of economic institutions within a market socialist economy or some form of a decentralized planned socialist economy. This ideology combines left-wing politics and populist rhetoric and themes, and it is generally studied under the framework of left-wing populism or social populism. Does any of that sound like, yeah, that's what I believe in? That's what I believe. That's a gospel song. Go ahead. Hector?
It is for me.
It is for you?
Very, very much so.
Okay. So it's kind of like a we the people type movement deal is what you're looking for, but more
6,000%.
Okay, I get it.
Everything, when it comes to our political process, everything for me, everything that I would advocate for, push, vote on, is going to be for people, not just for the people, the majority of people, the vast majority. I would vote on behalf of things that benefit everyone and protecting our individual rights and freedoms and liberties. That's the big thing. Nothing oppressive.
Nothing oppressive.
whatsoever.
That makes
Which is
sense.
why I lean where I lean.
That makes sense. It actually does. That makes a whole lot of sense. I'm not even gonna hold you. I like it, but I'm not gonna kid you. I'm okay with paying a whole lot of taxes. I am. I'm okay with paying taxes. If it means that people eat, get affordable, if not free tuition and affordable tuition, like nothing is going to put people in student loan debt, like free healthcare. So I actually do prefer the Nordic model, which is social democracy. I like that model, and I wish it was something that we could implement here in the United States of America. Yeah, we're greedy pigs, so it'll never happen. Tap, tap, tap the screen, y'all. Let's get this engagement going. We've been having this goal up here for a minute, and we've only knocked out 2. Let's get the engagement going, guys. Let's go ahead and knock out the confettis. We have 18 of those to go. Also, let's continue to share and repost the live. It looks like we're only at 102,000 likes, and we've been on for an hour and 45 minutes. You just like when I yell at MAGA, don't you? Come on, guys. Let's get it together. Let's do all of the good things. All of the good things. Let's make sure that we are taking care of Hector, as he is our co-host for the night during this series. So let's make sure we're doing that. And also show love. Links in the bio. That's what it is. Show love. If you'd like to support the stream, links are in the bio. Everything with Erica is the name. PayPal and Venmo. Also have a Zelle. Everything with Erica9@gmail.com. And if you're over on the tube, best way to support the stream is via a super chat. Let's make sure we are doing all of the good things. And also, if you are watching over on the tube and you'd like to add to the conversation, you can call in to 720-295-4868. Again, that's 720-295-4868. All right, there we go. Okay, so for you, Samantha, does this align with what you believe?
It does. I also agree with what you shared as well, and with the Nordic model. I think I would be fine with either form. I ultimately, my goal as well is that people have the right to live and have access to basic needs.
Yeah.
And that we care for one another and uphold the rights of one another. And for me, like, I don't really like capitalism. I don't think, for a lot of us folks who aren't millionaires and billionaires, that capitalism really benefits any of us. And so to me, I don't really care if that element is gone. I just want a government that's actually caring for the people.
You did? Yeah.
Wait, that's your camera now?
Yes, Bubba, that's the camera now.
God damn it, Bubba.
He didn't come on the screen, did he?
No.
Okay, good. All right, I have to make sure of that he does not have on a shirt. He's a boy. Okay. All right. Let's get back into it. Which actually it does make sense. So I would think that I don't know. Capitalism's a tricky bag. I don't quite like capitalism simply because of the fact that you can't have it without exploiting a group. So there's that. Thank you so much, y'all, for getting us up there with the confettis. So yay, your guys are awesome. Thank you. But I don't know. I think it's weird. I want to do a political compass test. Who's down? Samantha, you want to do it?
I could do it.
Okay, yay. All right, awesome. Bye, Whitney. Okay. All right. So let's see here. So Gollum, I'm going to go ahead and let you down, love, but thank you so much for joining us. I think it's going to be the last thing that I do here.
All right.
All right. Bye, love. Have a good one.
YouTube mods are awesome.
Awesome. Thank you. They are awesome. Thank you. Shout out to the YouTube mods. Okay. Today I just wanted to kind of focus on like what's wrong with the parties. I wanted to hear more from like people on the right, but I think Chris was disingenuous as fuck. He was disingenuous, Hector, because he really just wanted to talk about how like awful he thinks the Democratic Party is.
Bro rambled and ran.
Yeah.
Speaking of,
Sure.
if I'm not tripping,
did
he say that I was one of the people that dissuaded, is that the word? That stopped him from voting for Kamala Harris?
Yes.
Like he said my name. I think I
Yes.
heard my name. He cited me specifically.
Yes.
That's crazy. All right. So I know what instance he's talking about. I'm not going to go rehash that here, but I will
don't know
say,
what he's talking about.
if one person stopped you from voting for the party that wanted to maintain democracy and made you go over to a convicted felon and a civilly liable sexual assaulter and a perpetual narcissist and liar, pathological, then
Ooh, I want to do this one.
that's a you problem, my guy. On August 22nd, exactly.
It was August 22nd of 2024 to be exact. Okay. I want to do this one right here. This is a bit different. This is from I Side With. This is their test to see, which side you're on, and it's kind of going into the along with like the 2026 midterms coming up. So this isn't going to show you whether or not you're a Democratic Socialist or anything of that nature. Okay, I have to do the other one. I'm going to take that test later tonight myself. Give me one moment. Doom, 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 doom. I'm playing the whole music for myself. I am. I really am. All right. Hey, Hector, you want to yell at MAGA supporters after this?
Yeah. Looking at a movie I was going to finish. But no. So I see these comments down there. And out of respect for Erica, I'm going to match her tone. But I'm very curious as to
Get in the
how
box.
one conversation with an individual,
Get in the box.
mind you,
Oh.
I would say more center individual than some of my mutuals and counterparts, would make someone go right. Like, that's kind of crazy to me.
I don't know.
I don't know how a person can make me change my values. That's the issue that I have. First and foremost, we need to, while we're talking about parties here and the party we vote alongside and the issues we have, ultimately, I want the abolishment of parties. Parties should be irrelevant. Parties should not exist. It should all be based off of what the candidate puts forward and how it benefits the country. So if your values cause you to vote for a said candidate for said policies, how would a conversation with the person change that? Is that an issue with the person you spoke to? Is that an issue with your alleged values having no standing, no foundation? I think there's questions you guys need to ask yourself instead of being perpetual victims. Oops, silent.
Not a victim. All right. You got that out your system? We're good?
Mm-hmm.
Everything okay? I just want to make sure before we continue. Because I'm going to talk to Trump supporters after this. I am. Oh, the boxes are closed. We're going to do the political compass test with Samantha, and then I'm going to call it, and I want to yell at Trump supporters. All right, Samantha, can you see the screen? Like, is a test on? I don't need this part of it. Just want to make sure that you can see it.
I can see it. It's a little hard for me to read, but
I'm going to make it bigger for you. Just a second. I want to make sure that you can see the questions first. There we go. I'm going to have to do this. And then there we go. Okay, can you see the questions? I'm going to read them out to you, by the way. I just want to make sure you can see it on your screen.
Yeah, that looks great on my end.
Oh, really? It does? On my end. What kind of phone do you have?
I mean, I just have an iPhone.
iPhone
12.
What? Oh, heck, there's someone with the iPhone older than yours.
Wait. Why am I taking shots?
That's crazy. That was more so
say?
about Hector. That's not about you, Samantha. That's about Hector.
iPhone 12.
Oh, no.
I know. I got it on sale through Boost Mobile for $200 to upgrade my iPhone 8 Plus. So living in the future.
I have an iPhone 8 Plus. It's right here.
Mine stopped working.
No, mine still works. It still works. It's right here.
That's impressive. Okay. Mine did not make it.
Yep. It's a paperweight.
Mine can barely handle anything, and it's a 13 Pro Max. The last update screwed it.
Oh,
no.
that sucks. All right. You ready, Samantha?
Yep, I'm ready.
Okay. All right. So page 1 of 6. Okay. All right. So basically your answers, you go from strongly agree, disagree, agree, or strongly agree. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So if economic globalization is inevitable, it should primarily serve humanity rather than the interests of transnational corporations.
Strongly agree.
I'd always support my country, whether it was right or wrong.
Strongly disagree.
No one chooses their country of birth, so it's foolish to be proud of it.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So just agree? Okay.
I'll say just agree for now.
Okay. Our race has many superior qualities compared with other races?
Oh my God, wait. I strongly disagree.
Okay.
Sorry, I had to wrap my head around that one to make sure I wasn't answering it wrong.
That's a wicked question. All right. The enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Oh, I disagree with that.
Okay. All right. And military action that defies international law is sometimes justified.
Oh, I'd say strongly disagree.
There is now a worrying fusion. I can't read. There is now a worrying fusion of information and entertainment.
What is a worrying fusion exactly?
Basically, is blurring the lines between what's news and what's actually supposed to be for your enjoyment.
Oh,
Yeah, so they're blending
okay.
together.
Okay, I understand now. Yeah, I would strongly agree with that.
Okay. All right, we're on page 2. Let's see. This is the advertise. Okay, there we go. The page is like really big, so I was like, where are the words? Okay. All right, so now we're on the economy and we're talking attitudes here, not the FTSE index. Okay, so basically just how you feel about this stuff. All right.
Okay.
People are ultimately divided more by class than by nationality.
Oh, I would say agree.
Okay. All right. Controlling inflation is more important than controlling unemployment.
Oh.
Interesting.
That's a hard one. I don't know if I agree or disagree. I guess I will say disagree.
Okay. All right. Because corporations cannot be trusted to voluntarily protect the environment, they require regulation.
Oh, I strongly agree with that.
From each according, this is a quote now, from each according to his ability to each according to his need is a fundamentally good idea.
From each according to his ability to each according to his need.
Mm-hmm. Is a fundamentally good idea.
Is that essentially saying that...
I can't answer that. I'm sorry.
Oh,
I know what it is. I know exactly what this is, but I can't answer that question for you.
I think I'm understanding what the quote is. That's why I was just trying to make sure I was interpreting it correctly.
Don't look at the comments.
I'm not going to. If I am understanding it correctly, I'm going to say disagree, but I may not be understanding it correctly.
Yeah, that is a Marx quote. That's basically communism in a nutshell. It's communism. Okay, let's see here. The freer the market, the freer the people.
That's right.
Hector.
I think that...
I'm laughing at Hector.
No, that's okay. This is harder than I thought it was going to be. I think I'd say these are ones I'd want to say neutral. I think I'm going to say disagree.
Okay. All right. It's a sad reflection on our society that something as basic as drinking water is now a bottle branded consumer product.
Oh, strongly agree.
Land shouldn't be a commodity to be bought and sold.
I agree with that.
It is regrettable that many personal fortunes are made by people who simply manipulate money and contribute nothing to their society.
I strongly agree with that.
Protectionism is sometimes necessary in trade.
I don't know if I know exactly what protectionism is.
Right. So if you, because I could explain it, all right, but this is your quiz, so I don't want to muddy the waters. All right, if you were taking this quiz on your own, all right, what would you do to find out what protectionism is?
Oh, I would Google it.
Google it?
I would Google a lot of these things. I'm like, I don't feel very informed.
Well, would it be okay, Erica, to help her along, like explaining it, and then she makes the decision?
Oh, no, I want her. We're gonna Google it.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's
I don't want to
nothing
muddy the waters with my definition. I know what it means. It's because we're currently living through it. Sort of, kind of. It's ridiculous. But again, see, that would be me muddying the water. See, I'm gonna stop. Okay. All right. So protectionism in trade is a government policy to restrict imports and boost domestic industries by creating barriers like tariffs, taxes on imports, quotas, limits on import volume, and subsidies, financial aid to local producers, making foreign goods more expensive and less competitive to protect local jobs, nurture new businesses, and achieve national self-sufficiency, though it often leads to higher consumer prices and trade disputes. Okay, so back to the question. Protectionism is sometimes necessary in trade. Do you agree? Well, I mean, what's your answer? I'm so sorry.
I know it's okay. I strongly disagree. Thank you for Googling it.
Fascinating. Guys, I got it. They said you selected the wrong thing.
Oh, she said strongly agree. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Thank you guys for catching that. Okay.
I'm watching y'all.
All right. And protectionism. I'm so sorry, Samantha. What was your answer for this one?
No, that's okay. I said strongly disagree.
Okay. There we go. Now we got it right. Okay. The only social responsibility of a company should be to deliver a profit to its shareholders.
I strongly disagree.
Okay. The rich are too highly taxed.
Strongly disagree.
Those with the ability to pay should have access to higher standards of medical care.
I strongly disagree.
Governments should penalize businesses that mislead the public.
I strongly agree with that.
There we go. I mark strongly agree. There we go. Okay, a genuine free market requires restrictions on the ability of predator multinationals to create monopolies.
I think that for a free market, I think that's, I guess, strongly agree, because that's my understanding of what a free market would be.
Okie dokie. Do you want to look it up?
I'll go to the next page.
Okay. So strongly agree. All right, and let's see here. Okay, so now we're gonna, per the top of the page, it says now we're gonna look at some of your personal social values. All right, abortion, when the woman's life is not threatened, should always be illegal.
Strongly disagree.
All authority should be questioned.
I would strongly agree with that.
An eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth.
Ugh. I disagree with that.
Taxpayers should not be expected to prop up any theaters or museums that cannot survive on a commercial basis.
Oh, I disagree with that.
Schools should not make classroom attendance compulsory.
Um,
A requirement, basically.
yeah, oh, this was complicated. I have a variety of feelings on that. I guess I would say disagree.
Okay. Next one. All people have their rights, but it is better for all of us that different sorts of people should keep to their own kind.
Oh, strongly disagree.
I'm remaining neutral. Okay. Good parents sometimes have to spank their children.
Oh, I strongly disagree with that.
I want to make sure I got you said disagree for this one too. Okay, strongly.
Yeah.
Okay, my hair is in the way. All right, there we go. It's natural for children to keep some secrets from their parents.
I agree.
Possessing marijuana for personal use should not be a criminal offense.
Strongly agree.
The prime function of schooling should be to equip the future generation to find jobs.
I agree, but I would want them to learn more than just how to find a job.
Gotcha.
Sheep. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Did you just say sheep? So funny. Okay. Sheep. Okay, what are we about to let me see here. I have to check stuff. I'm not that great at multitasking. I just want to let everyone know that, just in case anyone was wondering. Okay. Okay, so people with serious inheritable disabilities should not be allowed to reproduce.
Oh, I strongly disagree with that.
Okay. The most important thing for children to learn is to accept discipline.
Oh, strongly disagree.
There are no savage and civilized peoples. There are only different cultures.
Strongly agree.
Those who are able to work and refuse the opportunity should not expect society's support.
Oh, I strongly disagree.
When you are troubled, it's better to not think about it, but to keep busy with more cheerful things.
Oh, strongly disagree.
Damn, am I toxic?
I might be delusional. Because sometimes it's better to just take a nap. And then the problem won't be there if you're napping. Okay.
I mean, that is fair.
First generation immigrants can never be fully integrated within their new country. Want me to read it again?
No, I understand what it's saying. I
okay.
just these are hard to just put on a scale for me. I would say disagree.
Can we pause for a moment? What was it you had to think about with that one?
For me, it's just that I feel like when you're a first generation going to a different place, it's okay to hold on to your culture and who you are. You don't need to assimilate into that place. And so I don't feel like you should have to fully integrate.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Yep, it makes sense to me. Okay. Okay, I understand what you're saying. I just want to let you know that this question is basically what the question is saying is that it will be like you making a statement that first generation immigrants can never be fully integrated within their new country. It'd be like you saying that first generation immigrants can never assimilate. And
Okay.
I'm not inputting I promise you guys I'm not. It's just this one kind of this one is aggy to me simply because of the fact that I hear so much xenophobia from people day in and day out. All right. So there's that. And like, why do they have to assimilate? Why do they have to? They don't have to.
Exactly. That's my perspective as well, as like assimilation is not the main goal.
Yeah. So I get you.
I agree. Can I take a moment to shout out?
Sure.
Shout out to Sean for the $10 in PayPal. Black men's labor ain't free either. Appreciate you, boss. I say match and even exceed MAGA's energy. Oof. They ain't used to that. All of them are whiny, thin-skinned bitches. Break their brains and composure. God damn, Sean, you have very strong opinions.
Sean
Thank you
does
so
not
much
play
for the
around.
dono. No games whatsoever.
No, he
WCU,
does
WCU.
not play around at all. Sean is not for play. Drop some hearts in the chat for Sean. I almost said John. Pretty sure Bubba's about to come downstairs. Okay, so let's see here. Let's get it back, guys. Keep doing all of the good things, y'all. All of the good things. Let's see if we can knock out the confetti before we finish this test. All right, because matter of fact, let me see. Where are we at? We're at 115,000 likes. All right, it's taking over an hour to get rid of the confetti. And I do want to come back and do some debates. I do. I really, really do. So, we need to knock out the confetti. We need to knock out the confetti and get the likes up to 200,000 likes. By the time we finish this test, we're halfway through page 3. That's where we are, halfway through page 3. So that means we have 2.5 pages to go. All right. And the way that I read and the way that Samantha's answering these questions, you got about maybe 10, 15 minutes tops. So we'll see what happens. We're going to see what happens. With that being said, Samantha, what's good for the most successful corporations is always ultimately good for all of us.
Oh, strongly disagree.
I don't think Elon Musk knows what's best for the country.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
You don't think so?
But
he's a billionaire.
I know, and so good at sexual harassment in the workplace.
That part.
No wonder Trump liked him.
She said it, and she meant that shit. Love it. I ain't even mad at you. I ain't gonna hold you. There we go. That's where I like to have the link at. Okay. Oh, not you all of a sudden knocking out the gift goal. That's crazy.
Not them now remembering black women's labor ain't free.
I know, right? Wicked work, I tell you. Hector, I think they want to see me get called the N-word or something. I don't know. Give me one moment, Samantha. Having a moment with Hector.
Oh, hell.
Hector, why don't you stop me from saying stuff? Like, I say the stuff. You know I'm going to say the stuff. Why don't you stop me?
You. See, that's crazy because there is no stopping you. We just be trying to ride the waves of the aftermath. That's the best we can do. Sean and I and Gucci be stressed, man.
Like, come on, man. Come on. Okay. All right. We're almost on page 4. Get those taps up. Tippity tap, tap, tap. Okay.
It's your life, Erica. We're just living in it.
I know that's right. Samantha. Okay. So, all right. So, next question. No broadcasting institution, however independent its content, should receive public funding.
Oh.
That's crazy. I'm sorry.
No broadcasting institution, however independent. I strongly disagree.
Okay. All right. And now we're going to go into how you see the wider society. So basically the global. Our civil liberties are being excessively curbed in the name of counterterrorism.
Oh my goodness. I'm gonna say I strongly disagree.
Strongly disagree? Okay.
Fascinating.
A significant advantage of a one-party state is that it avoids all the arguments that delay progress in a democratic political system.
I mean, I agree. I think they'd find other ways to delay, but
Okay. Although the electronic age makes official surveillance easier, only wrongdoers need to be worried.
oh, strongly disagree.
I know that's right. Oh, wait, I'm neutral. All right. The death penalty should be an option for the most serious crimes.
I actually do strongly disagree with the death penalty.
In a civilized society, one must always have people above to be obeyed and people below to be commanded.
Oh, strongly disagree.
Abstract art that doesn't represent anything shouldn't be considered art at all.
Strongly disagree.
The fudge. Okay.
I'm confused, but okay.
In criminal justice, punishment should be more important than rehabilitation.
Oh, I strongly disagree.
It is a waste of time to try to rehabilitate some criminals.
With some crimes with what we currently have, that does not do a lot to rehabilitate. I agree, but I think that we should continue trying to find ways to rehabilitate people.
So I'm so sorry. So for this one,
It's okay. I
it's
said
okay.
agree.
Oh, okay. I just want to make sure I got your answer right. That's all. The business person and the manufacturer are more important than the writer and the artist.
Oh, strongly disagree.
Mothers may have careers, but their first duty is to be homemakers.
Oh, strongly disagree.
Almost all politicians promise economic growth, but we should heed the warnings of climate science that growth is detrimental to our efforts to curb global warming. What do you think? What do you think?
I guess I was just trying to think about what specific growth the climate scientists are saying is detrimental. Just economic growth.
I would presume so. Would you like to Google it?
No, it's okay. I will just say agree that we should listen to climate scientists.
Okay. All right. Oh, no, I'm not going to do that. Give me one moment here.
I was about to say something fucked up.
At least you can stop yourself. I don't. I do not stop myself at all. Okay. All right.
It's the ADHD. I'm the same way.
Okay. And you said that you agree with this one, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So making peace with the establishment is an important aspect of maturity.
Strongly disagree.
Fair enough. Fair enough. All right, we're on page 5 out of 6, and we're at 127,000 likes. I might go take a nap. All right, man, I changed. I didn't want this as a goal. I'm sorry. I need to update this. That's not what I wanted. Confirm. Thank you. Okay, here we go. All right. We're gonna go through propositions on religion. So basically, we're gonna test quiz you on your religion. I don't know, not quiz you. See where you stand.
If you're a heathen or not.
I'm a heathen. So it's okay. You're in good company. Astrology accurately explains many things.
Oh man, this is a hard one. I'm in such a granola part of the country, it's ridiculous. I've had to kind of come around to it. I'm gonna say I'm gonna agree, but I would prefer neutral.
Okay. You cannot be moral without being religious.
Oh, strongly disagree.
Charity is better than social security as a means of helping the genuinely disadvantaged.
I strongly disagree with that.
Some people are naturally unlucky.
Uh,
Me.
I mean,
Hector,
I do
shh.
think that
No,
some
you're not
people
unlucky.
are unlucky, but also so much of that is just society. But I will say agree.
Agree? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, wait, you got to click agree. Okay. It is important that my child's school instills religious values.
Strongly disagree.
Next page. Uh-oh, we're on page 6. And we're at 131. Want to have no super tappers? No super tappers here? Okay. All right. Okay.
I'm tapping my ass off.
Think it's a game. Thank you, Hector. Appreciate you. You're the best. All right. I know Shauna's tapping. All right. Who else is tapping the screen? Let me see.
I'm also
you can
trying
check
to
their
tap
taps,
and focus.
Oh, I can?
You sure can.
How you do that?
If you click on someone's face
Uh-huh.
on the chat, there should be another option that'll show you like their activity. It'll show comments, likes, and
Contributions to the live.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yep.
Sticker Society, you're awesome. Thank you. All right.
Check Shauna's first.
I'm not going to call out Shauna. You already know that, though. My motherfucking dog right there. That's my motherfucking dog. Shauna is awesome. I just want to let you know that. All right? Shauna's awesome. I bet Shauna has you beat too, Hector. I'm not going to say the numbers out loud. Oh, really, Hector? But Hector, you know that your taps don't count while you're on the panel, right?
Wait, what?
You didn't know that?
Ain't that some... Hold on.
Yeah, yeah. But let's get into this test. He's trying to buy you all some time. He's trying to buy you all some time. All right. So Samantha, sex outside of marriage is usually immoral.
Oh, strongly disagree.
Why do they ask to say it's usually immoral? Like, is it either immoral or not? What do you mean it's usually immoral? Like, what are we doing? All right, you know what?
I know, that's an odd.
You know, it's okay if you do it on Tuesdays. But don't do it on a Sunday. What? I'm very confusing.
Not on the Lord's Day.
It's okay if you do it between 10 a.m. and 12 p.m., but you dare not do it outside those hours. I don't get it. A same-sex couple in a stable, loving relationship should not be excluded from the possibility of child adoption.
Strongly agree.
Awesome. Erica, you're neutral. Shh. Okay. Pornography depicting consenting adults should be legal for the adult population.
I agree.
What goes on in a private bedroom between consenting adults is no business of the state.
I strongly agree.
No one can feel naturally homosexual.
What? Strongly disagree.
Okay. These days, openness about
wait. No,
you
that
chose
is
the
right.
one.
Sorry,
Okay.
I just wanted to make sure.
That's
that
why I
was
scrolled like you
answered
chose the
correctly.
right one. All right. These days, openness about sex has gone too far.
Oh, I strongly disagree.
All right. Now let's see where you stand. Ooh, let's get a drum roll.
Can I be messy? Not with her, but with that damn question.
Go ahead.
Men have always been allowed to be as messy and blatant about their sexual activities amongst their peers and others since the beginning of fucking time.
That's true.
So the problem with that goddamn question is that it's mostly applied to women.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
Very true. Should I be scoot over this way? Let's get too far. No. I need to scoot over this way. I'm trying to make sure I'm like in the camera. So I'm looking at this camera and that phone. So it's a thing. Okay, there we go. This is better. Okay, what was he saying? Oh, let's see your results, Samantha. Let's see where you stand.
I'm not
Oh,
gonna
and I
lie,
want to
I'm
do a drum
terrified.
roll. Drum roll, please. Boom, that's a drum roll.
That's not
The
the drum roll
result's
I
gonna
was
be a
expecting.
joke.
Oh, it wasn't? That's the only drum roll I have. All right. Boom, boom, boom. So I wanted to do suspenseful. I'm trying to give you guys some time. We're at 155,000 likes. Okay. All right. So it's either we're gonna get to 200,000, or I don't know, somebody gotta knock out something in the gift gallery, because I'm about to come back and yell at Trump supporters. All right. So this test was established in 2001 and basically see if you're left or right. Okay. And so for you, I actually don't know how to read these damn things. It's so weird. Okay. So for you, love, all right, on the economic scale, all right, you are more authoritarian left. All right. And let's see here. On the social scale, you're a
That's
libertarian.
not it.
So
No,
that's not
that's
it.
not it, Erica.
Where's the
That's an
thing? Oh,
example.
here we go. Where's the thing at then? Because
That's
I'm
not
not
it
gonna read.
either.
Oh,
There
it's
it
right
is.
here. This is hers right here.
There it is. Those two above were examples.
I know, but this is hers. This is literally hers. I
You
feel
were
like they were giving an
reading.
example of hers. They
No.
weren't?
Mm-mm.
Okay. I had to make it smaller.
Definitely
Let's see.
gave me a fright with authoritarian.
You kind of scared me too. I ain't gonna hold you. Okay. Okay. So economic left / right, all right, you are more on the left, so you got a negative 6.88, all right, and on the social libertarian / authoritarian part, you got a negative 6.46, so you're more so on the left, all right, so you are a libertarian socialist.
Okay.
Want to see what that is?
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm gonna need to actually look into what that means.
All right, let's Google it. Boom. Oh, a libertarian socialism is an anti-authoritarian political philosophy merging socialist goals, worker control, common ownership, with libertarian emphasis on individual liberty, opposing state power and capitalism through decentralized self-managed structures like worker councils, emphasizing direct democracy and voluntary association over state control. It rejects both state-led state socialism and capitalist hierarchies. Hierarchies? What the fuck kind of word was that, Erica? Hierarchies. Aiming for a society where people directly control their lives and work, contrasting with right-wing American libertarianism support for private property. All right, so you're against it. This one though is very concerning. So like state-led state socialism. Is that going to be, Hector? That would be like basically like welfare, right?
State led?
Yeah, like the welfare,
Yeah,
or
specific state issues, I guess.
No, state led would be more so like not state, but like more so like the government. Okay, yeah, that's what I'm gonna go with. Be more so like the government. That's how I interpret that one. But we'll look into it. Boom. Yep. Is an economic and political system where the government owns and controls the means of production, all right, and directs economic activity through central planning, aiming for wealth redistribution, social equality, and often rapid industrialization. Oh, interesting. Sounds like communism. Go on. Hector, is that yours?
Oh, yes, this is mine.
Oh.
Last time I took it was August, and I haven't really moved since. So basically the same.
Cool.
I just sent 1.6K likes, by the way.
Good job, Hector. Good job. We're at 171,000 likes. 171,000. All right. That's all I got. Interesting. So what I'm going to do, Samantha, all right, is I'm going to screenshot this, all right, and I will send it to you in your inbox, okay? And I would say look into it and see, was this accurate, or were you just nervous because you were taking a test in front of a bunch of people? All right. And you know what? I'll send you the link also. So then that way you can take the test again. Okay.
I appreciate that.
Of
Thank
course.
you.
Of
So
course.
far, what I'm hearing, it sounds mostly accurate.
Oh, cool. I like it. All right. I don't know if I like libertarianism. They're just conservatives who smoke a little bit of pot.
Yeah, I don't love that label either, but
Yeah.
socialism, totally fine with that.
Got it. Got it. Got it. Got it. I'm with it. What's up?
I think that Dana lady who came up the other day and tried to do that whole thing while we were trying to go live, not respecting boundaries, I think they had a point when it comes to the radicalization of even libertarians and now how we see the likes of RFK and whatnot being the face of libertarianism versus more so what it actually is more so advertised to be.
Mm-hmm.
Because I've met some reasonable libertarians before the MAGA movement more so, where they're just like, let everybody live, bro, and make sure my tax dollars, even though I don't like it, it goes to the right people, goes to the good stuff. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Your sound just went out.
I know it. I went on mute. I was talking to Bubba.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but thank you. I appreciate it. His pieces here. Okay.
What kind of pizza?
Pepperoni. He just likes pepperoni because, like, it's not like his mom cooked a whole bunch of food yesterday. He could just eat leftovers. But you know what? Never mind.
Said I like what I like.
He likes what he likes. He does. But yeah, Samantha, thank you so much for hanging out. I know somebody ain't calling. Hector, how much you want to bet they want to slur?
$2.
Okay. I got 5 on it.
Thanks, Erica.
Call
Thanks,
from-
Hector. Happy New Year.
Have a great night, love.
New Year.
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail,
What did they say
press
their
2.
name was?
I didn't hear it, but they said it.
Ah, fudge. Hello. Hi. Thank you for calling in. What's your party affiliation?
I don't. Well, I guess if I had to pick one, it would be. I mean, if I'm voting, it'd be Democratic. But I don't like. I think the party I have is one that doesn't exist
Oh, why do you say that?
because I think we're in a different time, right? We're not in like. I don't like Democrats. I don't like Republicans. I don't like really any of it. So I'm just. I don't know. Tossing around the idea of maybe like it's never worked, right? But another third party.
Yeah,
Right? I know
possibly.
it's never worked, but
I think you might benefit from taking the political compass test also. So what
oh
yeah,
boy,
yeah.
I don't really think I need that, right?
Actually,
Because
no. I think it would. It'll help you see where you land on the political, like on the political line, like where you land. Are you left, right, center, sort of right, sort of left? Or are you super left? You know, like it'll help you there, and then you can look into what the results are and see if that party aligns with what you believe, like what your ideals are. We just did it.
Yeah, the compass
right.
isn't about party.
What if,
It's
what if
not
I
about
already
party.
have
It's just
like
about where your
ideas?
beliefs are.
Well, right, but I already have those beliefs. They're already laid out, right?
No.
Like,
It's okay. How can I put this the best to make it understood? It's more so about finding like where you fit in. But if you don't want to take it, it's just a suggestion. You don't have to take it. But we were just wrapping up. So yeah, but I was thinking that might be pretty cool for you to take.
well, yeah, no, I'm with you, but would you like to hear some of the ideas that I have? Like, so as a Gen Xer, right? Like, I've been trying to like get changes that have never been heard before, right? Or I've never heard anyone say even. And like being in a generation that's been like the silent generation that's never had a voice, right? The things that I've been saying for 20 years is just fallen on deaf ears. So like, I'd like to start a party that wants to, tax wealth and not work and fix or just outlaw gerrymandering. Actually, that'd be a great use for machine learning, AI. But having like line item veto power or single issue bills or term limits for everyone, not just presidents and
you're
universal
progressive.
health care and superior education.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're progressive. That's all. You just want you probably would be a social democrat or maybe even a commie. I don't know. I don't know those, but I think
Well,
that
not really, because I don't think, like, I support capitalism. I see where capitalism works,
Mhm.
and I see where democracy works, but I don't see them working independently because they're diametrically opposed ideals. But if you take like a hybrid of each and kind of like mush them together in a way that like capitalism can't run amok like it is,
Mhm.
and democracy can't be corrupted like it is, you stand a better
Democratic
chance. And
socialism.
like in a global
Democratic
economy, we're
social, but he said okay. He said he likes but he said he likes capitalism though.
Yeah, well,
I don't have a
democratic
problem with
So
socialism.
capitalism.
it's no democratic
I see where
socialism is more.
capitalism is
Oh,
properly
I'm
applied.
so sorry. I'm so sorry, sir. I have someone on the panel here over on TikTok. You can't hear them, but I can. So I was talking to
Is it
them. So I
Hector?
apologize. Yeah, it's Hector.
Oh, say hi to Hector for me. Hey, really,
Hector, he
in
says
case you
hi.
didn't get this, hi,
Hola.
this is Ray Spike, by the way, over on YouTube. I've been
Hello.
watching you for a while, and like I love what you've done with the camera. You look great.
Thank you.
Glad you got
Appreciate it.
that all sorted out.
Thank you. It was a
And I'm
lot of
gonna,
work, wasn't it?
I imagine that's.
Oh
But
my
you
god.
nailed it. Knew you would.
Thank you.
But like I just think we need a better education system, because I
Yeah.
listen to you guys, and the people you're talking to are just walking Dunning-Kruger effects walking around.
True
And I
that.
kind of wonder if like some of that is because of the horrible education system, and you have stressed out teachers who can't fix
Yeah.
that, right? They're not paid enough to fix that because they've got other things to do, right? They've
Mhm.
got their own stresses, they've got stressful lives, and they're kind of releasing these people on society as a punishment for our hubris, right? So like I listen to people have to deal with just some of the most idiotic, like the rise in flat earthers, like
It's a lot.
it's just so indicative of a failing education system.
Yeah.
I think it's one of the things that we really need to focus on, and we're not going to do that if we keep looking down at marginalized societies to fix it, when there's the rich who are just taking everything, and the wealth disparity is getting so far out of hand.
That part.
And like that's just historically what happens. I mean, it's wealth disparity, starvation, or immense suffering, revolution, rebalance, rinse, repeat, right? And then the
Yep.
wealth disparity starts over again. And we have an opportunity to break this because we're in a different period where our communication capabilities are so much higher than they've ever been before. And like as a third party, why couldn't it be more of a global party? We're dealing with global companies, we're dealing with global resources, we're dealing with global workforces that are all being trampled under the foot of this. And if we just put a right global message, maybe we could peel in people from both sides. Single issue voters are always going to suck because they only care about the
Yes.
babies and the gods and that stuff. But
Exactly.
but that's a simple message I think to get across to people. Frankly, as far as religion goes, I don't know. But what I
Yeah.
do know is that you don't know either. So just keep that out of like our like legislative process, right?
I agree.
Live it however you want to live it, but don't bring it into our lives.
I agree. I
And
agree.
I don't know. I'm
I don't
immensely
know.
frustrated.
I do want to let you know, because you bring up a good point. Like what it is that you're speaking of is what I want to do with this series. Like tonight, we're kind of just talking about like what's wrong with your party, But I do want to explore more so of the fringes. So let's talk about democratic socialism, because Hector's a democratic socialist. We can talk about social democrats, because I'm a social democrat. All right, because I'm okay with some capitalism. All right, that's what we're gonna have to talk about in just a moment, Hector. But I think we also need
I
to talk
don't
about
think you could get the
libertarians.
technology that we have without it.
Exactly. So yeah, but I want to be able to talk about those things and see, like, okay, are there any candidates who are running on these platforms? Because I know that here in Arizona that we do have a few different democratic socialists running. All right, but do we have any libertarians, any green parties, like just like across the country? Like, okay, what are these other parties? What do they stand for? Okay, is it something that people would be aligned with, where they would be willing to vote for them, so on and so forth. So getting
Yeah.
those parties a bigger platform I want to see change. I'm so tired of Democrats and Republicans. I don't know what to do with myself. But
Yeah.
that kind of
No,
spurred
exactly.
this. But yeah, but
There-
thank you so much for calling in, Rainbow. I appreciate you so very much. We're gonna
Hey.
go ahead and wrap up because I'm gonna come back and I am going to yell at Trump supporters for a little bit. All right.
Totally understand. Yeah, I look forward to it. I've got another present for you coming up. I'm working on the back end for it. It's just a little treat. I like
awesome.
between you and Santana, I gotta call into Santana and have my little beef with him about his thoughts on Gen X.
Okay.
I want to squash that and then hook you guys up with something that I've been putting together on the back end.
Oh, okay.
You don't have a
It's a small little present. It's nothing big, but maybe in the long run it can grow into something and we can spread some good ideas.
Okay.
I
Let me know.
appreciate your sincerity.
Is it a Birkin
your
bag?
genuine desire to help people.
Awesome.
And thanks.
Well, thank you so
You have a
very
great night.
much. I appreciate your support and thank you again for calling in. You have a great night. You take care. Happy New Year.
Yeah, thanks, you too. Bye.
Thanks, bye. Awesome. All right, guys. Thank you for tapping the screen. You got so close. You so close. You got to 193. Let me ask Bubba a question. Hey, Bubba. Bubba, should I come back and do the debates with the Trump supporters? Yes or no? Do you think the chat deserves it?
Come on, y'all. Y'all can get to 200K in the next 3 minutes. Y'all got it.
They just have to say all hail John and then they'll deserve it. Yeah. Let's see it. He's an air sign.
My nigga.
Yep. I do.
Wait.
I owe you $2. I do.
Give me $2.
Because I thought the person was gonna slur, but it was Ray. Ray's not gonna slur.
Oh yeah.
I owe you $2. I also owe you 10 from
Get me some
yesterday
extra
from
boba
Sean
with that.
and 10 from today from Sean. So I send you over $22. Okay.
Didn't he just send me some? Oh, I don't know.
But he sent it to me via super chat for you, so I have to make sure I get it over to you. Okay.
Sir, super chat is for keep the super chat money and just worry about the super chat is for the creator, man. You can't transfer over the thing.
But all right, I'm gonna let y'all have it. Oh, you got the 200. Oh, I thought you didn't get there. Oh, look at y'all tapping away. When we come back, all right, we must do all of the good things. All right, all of the good things. Okay. But I guarantee you, the first time I get called the N-word, I'm in and alive because that's ridiculous. I'm not doing that shit. That's crazy word.
Damn.
I know, right?
Wait, you gotta check our taps. And I was gonna say, big W's to Sean Green for additional $10 on the PayPal.
Hey!
Big New Year, friend. Libertarians are usually conservatives who think they can afford to be liberals. Prove me wrong. LOL. I see some truth to that, kind of.
I mean, Shauna is killing it. Just want to let you all know that. I just want to let you all know.
You have to check my backup because I have my backup in here, and that's what I started tapping with.
You got to comment.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Shauna has to go to sleep though, because Shauna has a black job in the morning.
Black job's getting in the way.
No, that's right. How dare it? There we go. Ah, fudge tickles. Hey, your backup did a good job, Hector. Good job. Still not better than Shauna though, because she's absolutely like the best. Okay.
So I just got in here, so there's some bias there. Anyway,
excuses is all I hear. Nothing but excuses. Don't make no sense.
It's the problem.
Yeah. Anywho, everybody. All right, we're gonna go ahead and wrap this one up. I'm gonna eat food and then we'll come back and do some debates or conversations, as you all call them. I don't know why. I can't seem to go a day without doing one. All right, so you did all of the good things. I'm gonna come back and do something, maybe on for an hour or so, and then just go from there. With that being said, don't stray too far. Get your notifications on. Make sure that you are following me. So you look in the top left hand of your screen and it says follow. By all means, make sure that you are following me. All right, so tap that, and when you come back, let's do all of the good things and go from there, and let's see what happens. Okay? Okay. All right. BRB. This is a deuces out, but BRB. Okay.
Peace.
Peace. Alrighty then. YouTube, we're still live. Hi, tubers. Hey, do you guys really want to go live again? What do you want to do? Because my mods over here are like sleepy and also not filling up their best. Not to put too much info out there. So like, what do you all think? Let me see in the comments. Also, I do have to eat. I have to do that. It's very important that I eat food before yelling at Trump supporters. Hey, Wizard. Are the Trump supporters even out? I'm just going through lives to see. Doop 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 doop. All right. So guys, I'm gonna end this stream. We'll come back in a few moments, so keep your notifications on. I kind of already know where you're all headed to anyways, but keep your notifications on, and then we'll just have to go through, go from there. All right. It's tough being a woman in this darn going business. I tell you that much. It's fucking not easy at all. But yeah, I shall return. I'll BRB, guys. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you in a few minutes.